Perfect. Okay. We can do a bit of both, I guess. Yeah, go for it. We can do that too.
Are we waiting on them or are we waiting on me?
Turn you down a bit.
Are we waiting on them or are they waiting on me? So, do you want to take a quick minute to pin this link? To pin your link in the Discord? Oh, god damn it. Bite. Oh, Tristan's stripping for us. Dr. John. Wait, we don't have. Oh yeah, Dr. John. Key Whistle. Yeah, they're all on the list.
Okay, we're on Lighthouse. We have not hearing. Did you call for what comp you're playing? Oops. I don't think so, because you're.
Noah. Oh shit. Games before dames. Games before your mother. Okay. Oh, let's roll out right side. Right side. Are we waiting on them or are we waiting on me? Coming back up. There's a couple low. Oh, I tried backing up.
You were not. You were still fucking shooting at it.
I was trying to back up.
Yeah, we didn't hear. I'm just hearing echoes from their calls. Let's see what.
And taxi, sir.
Good. Keep it up. Penny. Crash. Ryan. Focus, Ryan. Slow. Hit me. Damn it. More Gavin. Hey. Eight. Come back. For anti-CC. I got. You're running good. Nice.
Big down. There we go.
I think it'll be fine. We'll see. Let's see, I want to look at this
Okay.
fight.
Oh, let's roll out right side. Right side.
Yeah, don't worry about going straight to point. Let's just do this.
Coming back up.
They're going straight to point. Doesn't matter, just unlock it.
You're too spread out right now. Lucy's going left, main's there. Don't even see your off support. Don't know where he is. It's hard because I don't have an overview of it, but I'm assuming he's right around behind. He's probably right behind you, which is probably a little bit closer.
There's a couple low.
Yeah. So what happened there was your tank didn't have support because the Lucio was on the left and should have been right behind the Lucio. Especially with Ryan, it's pretty easy to know where you should be as Lucio because you should be basically right in the middle of the core. If you're running a death ball, you should be right in the middle so your speed and your heal will hit everybody and you're not in immediate danger to just get like randomly killed, but then you could also fall back and kill the other people. And your diva didn't defense matrix when the Ryan tried to get aggressive, and I think they're way more tight because I think are they playing goats? It looks like goats. Which fucking Lucio, Brig, and Ryan. So they're playing a comp that will for sure destroy your Ryan if he doesn't have the full support of the team. And since you're running Hanzo, what you actually want to do is break shield so that way you can go in that way, or and so yeah, so this comp you want to actually more take the fight faster. You should speed booster you and take the fight not inside that tiny little room. And I don't know how I feel about the Hanzo on this point actually. Maybe a junk would have been better so you can do more stuff inside that little room. Because as you can see, you just have like, you're not disengaging. You should have went full left. You are still trying to look for a pick. But what happened there is just like I don't think the Hanzo is the right pick for a Lighthouse. You don't get a lot of value unless you win the team fight, and then the value you get from Hanzo is getting picks as they come in. But that team, as you just saw, played very, very tightly with their Reinhardt. So, and they chose a path with the least amount of resistance to get straight to point. So a junk would have been played. It would have been much easier to just destroy that room.
Oh, I tried backing up.
You were not. You were still fucking shooting at it.
I was
Comms like that, not needed.
trying to back up.
The comm should be here. Wait. Don't push in. Don't show sightline. Don't take poke.
Yeah, please pick me up.
Good call for the Lucio taxi.
Taxi service. Thank you. You will.
Oh,
Nice
nice shot.
down.
Totally think that was just a luck, but yeah, nice shot. Decent dragons. I like it.
Big.
Was the Rhine Shatter? You should have called it though. Call your ultimate. Your whole team does. So I was scared to be right in the face of that.
Oh, he left.
Diva is also low, just so you guys know. Yeah. I think she just picked up a 250 out back.
Yes, I love him.
But I figured they wouldn't switch it.
Oh, okay, we're back. Oops, I should have.
Yeah, I freaked out. They're all coming left.
I think they have McCree now.
Back up.
They've had the McCree.
They're coming up. They missed the fire strike.
Yep, middle. Put pressure. Watch out.
Help.
They're losing us asleep. I'm right behind you.
Good. Keep it up. Penny. Crash. Ryan. Focus, Ryan.
He's low.
Thank you. Focus.
Okay, let's look at this fight.
Wait, what is that?
Right here, you want to be talking about during that pause. A pause is a great thing to talk about how you're going to set up. You get like this nice break to just be like, okay, here's where I want you guys to position. So far, this is what is happening and stuff like that, and that's what you want to be doing in a pause.
Oh, okay, we're back.
And you're out of position here. Like, yeah, that's a nice sight line. But I'd rather you on that back high ground, like where widows sit. So not on the not like right. Can I draw on this? No. Okay. So not this the perch is right in front of you, but the one behind on the other side, because you still get that nice sight line as they're coming in, but you also are not going to get out of position, which I think is what happens here. So you get just chased down and killed, or do you just die to?
They're all coming left.
I think they have McCree now.
Back up.
They've had the McCree.
Yeah, see, like right behind you, much stronger position.
They're coming up. They missed the fire strike.
Yep, middle.
Okay.
Watch out.
Oh,
Help.
yeah.
They're losing us
Um,
asleep. I'm right behind you.
and you just get dinked.
Penny. Crash.
Yeah.
Ryan.
So if you were up there, the only thing that would be able to contest you is the Hans or is the McCree, but you'd have a way of escaping better, like either just backing up into the room a bit more. He doesn't have the high ground. He would have to go on the huge flank to get up there to you, and he can't shoot you if you're in there. So if you back up a little bit, drop, and then you can even drop down, get the health back in there, and then fire into point from the below ground right there. But when you're up there, the only thing you can do is climb higher to get into the little window thing to drop down onto point into your healers, which is like an okay thing. Yeah. So if you were up there to begin with, I would say it would be an all right position, with the indication in mind that you can drop down, get that health back, go to your team, fire from point, that kind of thing. But considering you were along the front of it and you jumped off the left side, way weaker. You just gave this super predictable path all the way down, then jumped off a super linear path, and the McCree just capitalized on it. Nice shatter, but oh,
Nice bomb.
that's huge.
Same fight.
Help. Boot.
Speed boost.
So left right now, that McCree is destroying your team.
Is that winnable?
That's winnable.
Yeah, crash back and point. Hurry.
I missed my anti.
Nice shot. That's a really good thing about Lucia's. When they go to do their beat, they go in really high in the air, they stay for like half a second, and then fall in a very linear path. So they're very easy to shoot. So if you hear that voice on, you can like immediately just flick to him.
Oh, what's up?
That hurts. Bad Rhine. Bad Rhine is bad.
Wait.
We used a lot of ultimates there. However, I don't think you needed the dragon, especially. Oh, did I go too far back? Oh, yikes! Yeah. So the dragon wasn't needed. Still too far. The dragon wasn't needed because you've already won that fight with the Deadeye. Granted, it was hard to see. Still a good shot.
Oh, what's up?
I like that rotation. So you're playing basically. Yeah, because like that dragon, that Deadeye already happened. You knew it was happening because you heard the voice line. Investing your dragons as well into that's not needed because you're at what is that, 83%? 63. Okay, then I can argue saying that yes, the dragon in the hindsight not needed, but in the heat of the moment I could see using it because of trying to rack up your percentage. Recognizing that you don't necessarily need it, especially because your Reinhardt is back and they're down, and then the Deadeye goes through. Recognizing that is gonna like increase your play even more when you get that bigger awareness. However, it's not like it. I could see the reasoning behind using it, and it cleans up the fight. And dragons is such a you build dragons so quickly, especially if you're firing into tanks. Yes, so it's not the worst ultimate to use and just kind of throw away. I would just leave her. Don't try to shoot her. At that point, yeah, leave her. She's way more staggered if she has to try to get back or go jump off and respawn, or even go to spawn, switch to hero, then back to diva. So leaving her out of mech, much better choice.
They were all back to point.
No. We were playing. I was just mopping on the grid.
Especially considering she was just running away. Like, yeah, you staggered because you killed her, but the stagger would have been even better.
McCree down.
Actually, give me 1 second. So the big thing is you want to hit tab to know if you have a combo. If you don't have a combo, you just have to say using dragons. But it's more of like an in between the fights kind of thing. So like you can hit tab, and whoever's your ult tracker can just be like, okay, we're gonna use this combo and this combo, or you can hit tab and see like if you're running a Zarya, you can see what her percentage is at. If she's at like 60 or lower, just use your dragons. You're gonna build another one quicker. If you don't have a Zarya, then you can kind of look for the other pairing, like Shatter. Shatter pairs well with dragons. So then you would look at your Reinhardt to see how his is. I know your Reinhardt just used Shatter, so he's not going to have it. So the dragons this would be the place to use the dragons if you're going to use it to win a team fight. But you could just literally, it's more of an in between the fight thing. If you're in the middle of a fight and you call your dragons, you literally just say, I'm using dragons on point. Look for the split. Using dragons, and then if you split the team, you said the team is split push.
God damn it,
I don't like this positioning of your team at all. Only one who's sort of in position is the Lucia to get the boobs. Your Rhine should be where that diva is to block people from coming in. Like basically, the trick about holding a wall is you want to hold a wall so they have less angles to get through. So he needs to either be holding up against these stairs, kind of making that choke, forcing that choke for your McCree, or holding up against this corner so that you can have your Lucio boop, your McCree flashbang, and all that right into this little corner. And you want to play in a choke as much as possible because your Hanzo and your McCree can. It's a lot easier to hit a shot if they're only trying to get through one little doorway. So right now you guys are split. You are way too close. You need to be on high ground.
Run!
Nice, right down. Get the Lucio.
Yeah, which is fine. There's a lot of Hanzos, but you still need to take high ground. That's the second time your random got pinned by that Reinhardt. That feels bad.
Stay by shield.
Run behind!
Lucio over the edge. Lucio went over the edge. Nice.
Good call.
Move!
You're not looking at the diva. Call was for diva. Kill diva. I know the Moore is annoying, but if you guys are all focusing on the diva, you'll kill her faster. Then you can move on to the Moore.
Move!
Focus the force. Healing. Damn it.
Ate it.
Because we're a little struggle busty right there. Well, he died of the Deadeye. That's what happened there. Which it looks like it caught most of your team unawares. On it, eyes. This now has become a stall fight. You're down your main healer. This fight's lost basically, unless something huge happens. So
Run!
you kill the Rhine. Now it's even. Now it's not a losing fight. Plus they pop more ult to try to save the Rhine. So this is a pretty solid choice. However, what's happened is you guys are split. The call to stack should have been made. And you basically hide out from the Mora ult and you try to kill whoever comes in other than the Mora. In this case it was the diva. So diva pops ult, you guys hide. If the call to stack was made and he was saying stay behind shield, then you guys would have been all together and you probably would have killed baby diva and she wouldn't have been able to remake. You get a boop. You guys are, I think, did your Rhine die? No, he was there. Oh no, this is a little ahead. Whoops. Because when I click where it's at, it actually goes forward for some fucking reason. Your Rhine just died. Your Rhine just died to baby diva during bomb.
Stay by shield.
Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong thing. LOL. Your diva killed their Rhine. It's what happened. I'm not using your colorblind settings. Yes, that's the problem. Again, can't stress enough. You have a shot caller, and he's shot calling. I can hear him really good. The diva is the right call there. Kill the diva first. So yeah, what happened there is none of your team were aware of that Deadeye. That Deadeye took all of you by surprise. Yeah. That's a pretty good shatter. I like it. Moore's gonna kill him. He did. Yeah, he was down the Ana. He was trying. He's still calling for the heals from the Lucio, but that fight at that point was lost because. So you have another dragons. You just use shatter. You will have bomb. You should have Deadeye. And you should have Lucio ult and Nano. You have a ton of ult. Okay. So you should have Perfect. Okay. So you have Anna, McCree, Diva, and Dragons. You should win this fight. They just used a ton of ults.
We have them over 2 fights.
I'm good.
Going to high ground. I like it. Don't like that. Don't like that at all. Where should you be? Here's the test. Where should you be? Which high ground? The one directly to your left where you just were, or the one in front left? AKA above your team. That's right. That's where you should be. Way better sight into the point. You're not separated from your team because you can just drop into your team or behind your team. You're not on the ground because you know how I feel about snipers on the ground. You're looking for dragons. That's a bad dragons. It's way too far. And no one's pushing. No one can capitalize on that. Now you're ahead of your team and you're forcing your team to do stuff they don't want to do. And that's why your Lucio died. Your Lucio died because you guys pushed in on your dragons, but it was not coordinated pushed in. You just killed the Rhine. No, I'm sorry, it was Anna. Yeah, Anna and McCree died right next to each other. There's your Rhine. Yeah, that fight was lost. Just discoordination. If you were from the high ground and you started and the fight started, then you used dragons, you would have gotten way more value out of it. So you either use Hanzo ult in a combo to kill, or you use it to zone and separate the team. So at that point, you literally just threw it so far away that they all moved super easily.
Goes back to another dragons.
And you want to get basically the point that they're fighting over is the point, and it's like a square. You want to get as much of that point as possible. Shooting it from that side, you get literally 2 seconds of where they would be, and it's over. If you shot like at an angle, so it cuts through the middle, the diagonal of the point, or from the left, so it gets that whole, basically the whole point, you would just cover more ground with the dragons and more of a chance to separate or kill people. Which if you were on the high ground or down with your team, either one would have gotten that directional view that you want.
I'm gonna have it.
Go.
Much better. There's an Anna. Got countercharged. Everybody look at Rhine. That Rhine is now out of position. Your team can turn around and collapse on him and destroy him. Then push onto point and kill everybody on point. Because your Rhine would have lived with Nano. Your Ana would have been able to heal. So the call there, instead of how did I got countercharged, how did he countercharge me, should have been turn on Rhine out of position. Everybody turns and kills him. Especially you. Yeah, that was a shot calling thing. It looks like you guys are up anyways. Oh, your McCree looked at killed the Rhine anyways. Look at that. You did not look at the Rhine, but yes, you did. Yeah, that's how I saw that he got countercharged. So like, you ready? Then I don't mind this because your team's right there. He gets countercharged. See, you can see him. You see him get charged, and then you see the outline of him just racing across the screen. Yep, you move to the right. Yeah. And then he's like right behind you. Thankfully, your McCree destroys him. And then Lucio boops the other Lucio. Much better ultimate. You see that? Straight through most of the point. Covering your Widow. separating the team, possibly killing somebody who's right there.
Oh, no.
Yikes! Another high noon. No, he almost did though. He ducked behind. Looks like he's also high nooning. He gets 2. Damn. This McCree's gonna kill you, Ryan.
Damn it! Come on.
Gotta clear those calls. No one needs to hear "damn it" in the middle of a team fight, especially a team fight that's this close. So right now you have your Lucy and your Diva, and they have Brig. I know for sure that they have no. I think your Lucia's there. Your Lucia is there for sure. Your McCree. They have McCree, Brig, and those are the only 2 that for sure are on that point.
Stand.
And Diva. There's a Diva as well. So that's a lost fight because it's 3v2, and there's a Brig there who's just going to destroy those people, as you can see. Yes. Okay. So yeah. Just Diva. Yep. Brig made short work of that. Go back as Lucio. Yeah. So I think the fight to win was actually right. Was that Dragon's one that I said? The one where you alley-ooped? I think you would have won on that fight. The Deadeye yeah, because the Deadeye killed your Ana and you, so that fight was lost at that point. Yeah, Brig got Lucio. There's the Lucio death. The hard part is that this is a really tight point. So the Brig is just going to be in your face if you're playing Lucio with your tanks. The difference is that she should be playing like above, or needs to boop and heal and be a bit more back behind the Rhine, so the Rhine takes the bunt of the Brig damage, and the Ana and the Lucio heal. So Lucio dies, but you killed both the Rhine and Lucio, so this is still a winnable fight. And then that kills 0 awareness. Both of you didn't even turn. Killed you guys. Then after he kills you guys with high noon, then you call the high noon, which I find funny.
No.
They don't have to worry about the high noon anymore. The Spark trying his best not to die.
Damn it! Come on. Stand.
Immediately then goes back to good calls, stay on point, but the fight was lost. Yeah, the fight was lost. So I think Ali Boy is getting more confident on the McCree. It looked a bit better. I think he needs to play closer with his Rhine. Lucio needs to play a little bit behind the Rhine, and you need to play high ground for Hanzo. Again, I think a junk would have been better there, because tire and bombs and mines in that little point is so disgusting. It really is. It will absolutely destroy their comp. Lighthouse is a junk map, I think. Junk, Farah, that kind of pressure where you literally just can blindly fire in there and kill people. And Darth's not playing. Spark actually looked way ahead of Darth that entire time. It's usually the other way around.
My bad.
So your Rhine would be able to be more aggressive and control more space if Diva is DMing, especially against against the Lucio, the McCree, and the Fair and the Diva. That's all damage that Diva can block. So like if your Rhine gets Brig stunned or drops shield to start swinging, Diva should DM, and Anna and Lucio basically pump and heals because that initial shield drop is usually when your Ryan's dying. Which is just like a positioning thing, making sure that your team is playing the death ball positioning wise. So I think between your positioning and the rest of the team, kind of slightly, they're playing better together, especially your Ryan. They're playing better together, as you noticed. That was really close. But you guys got to make sure that you guys make it tighter. Make it tighter, make it tighter, make it tighter.
This is Ruins.
Hanzo's much stronger on this point, actually. So is Genji than Junkrat, if you play the Junkrat.
I'm thinking,
So Junk
unless you
can
guys
do
want to
stuff
make
on
any
this
more
point, but
swaps,
it's
this is
super
the only swap
open
we
in
need
the
to
fight,
make.
typically. I disagree. So Ryan Diva can work on this point. Lucio Anna definitely can work on this point. I'd rather see a Winston here and a Widow. And then you can be either on Pharah or on Hanzo. Either one works, I think, better than this, but you definitely should have a Widow for this point. Or a Tracer. I think this point's so open and those sight lines are so good for a Widow, and typically this point is a Widow map, so you should expect the other team to play Widow unless you know for sure they won't. So there's some teams that just will not play Widow because they don't want to face your Widow. For example, in our league, if we don't win up against another team who knows that they cannot beat Sound Life, they'll find other ways to try to kill the Widow than just playing Widow. So here, Ali should definitely be in Widow. Okay. I can play I can play support, and I would like to duo with both of them, and then we can honestly just go dive. They can dive, and I'll support them, so they know how to at least just initiate dives themselves. Big issue is right now Ali's hero pool is literally McCree, so we gotta. Yeah, I can help him with that. I can help him with that. I think he just needs to find the right sensitivity. So mine is I either play on 1006 or I play on 1603. So you just gotta find the right sensitivity for him. And it really depends on how he aims and like the methods he uses with if he's more of a flicky instead of tracky, then he can play the Widow, the McCree, and play the Assassination Tracer. So Assassination Tracer, you usually blink into somebody or drop on top of somebody and kind of have to flick to their head and empty a whole clip into their head. And it's very fast and up close and personal, so you tend to flick and then slightly track. But I think he also just needs practice, just practice, 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 and he needs to play the tracking heroes. He can't just rely on the flicky heroes to learn tracking. It's not gonna work. Yep. I think your mechanics on the projectile, honestly, are bounds above your hit scan. Also, positioning is slightly better. Especially your Hanzo. I think your Hanzo's your strongest character, and the best part is that's something you can work on with him. He's level 54, and I think he's actually level 54, right? Yeah. So okay. So okay. Perfect. Yeah. So yeah, my tracking used to be god awful because I this was literally my first FPS. Now it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I play a lot of Tracer. Played Zarya. I played a lot of healers that needs tracking. Um, so you just have to play the heroes that require that aim. The only way to get better at it is to do it. So he needs to play Tracer. He needs to play Soldier to get better with aiming, or he can play Zarya. Any three of those will. Yeah, and I can do that too. It works best when you face a really hard Widow, because you have to learn how to get better angles, and you learn how punished you get for doing bad things like hard strafing or corner peeking without jumping is a big one. Yeah. Um, how to grapple right. Yep. Um, the big issue with that is that you only get used to a Widow hitbox. And Widow hitbox is a lot different than like say an Ana's or Lucio's or so like people who only do Widow FFA headshot only kind of thing tend to only be good at killing Widows and nothing else. They'll get like which is a big problem for me is that like I'm really good at killing other Widows. I miss shots on like fucking sometimes even tanks because I'm just so used to Widow box and not like an Ana. So what will actually benefit is to go into free for all, to normal free for all and play Widow. Would work a lot better for building mechanics with Widow. And just doing 1v1s with a Widow and doing just playing Widow in general. Making sure your positioning is right, because then it's much easier to focus on your aiming when your positioning is right. You get more chances to make more shots, but he just needs to play it. So he relies heavily on the McCree because that's what he's it's his comfort pick. Even if you guys lose some matches or you need to just pull it out in scrims a lot more, go and grind out in quick play and comp and stuff like that, he just needs to practice those heroes. Because like in a sense, McCree is decent on this map, but only if it's countering something that they're playing. A Tracer or a Widow would be 100 times better. Oops. They're very tight sights. The point usually you can see very well, but the sight lines are very, very tight. Um, which most people do. So the big three, where if you're not getting pressured, you can get a lot of value from, is the pillar on either side of the point. There's that big pillar you can stand up there. It gives you a very wide angle that you can then pressure even close to spawn. Um, the forward position, which is there's the two mirror positionings on the right side of the point on right past the little ramp choke with the bridge in between that space up top, that Widow perch is really good for defending yourself against an enemy Widow. So because they usually will take the pillar or the high ground on top of that initial little like pavilion thing. And then that pavilion thing is a great way to kill the enemy Widow because it gives you a very small part of your head showing, and you can if you kill the Widow right away, it's really good, or you move to the more defensive spot where you get better sight line on the point, and the Widow has to go out of position and pretty open to try to fight you. Well, pillar is close range, but it's very open, and you can get wide sight lines. The long sight lines is actually the pavilion and sort of that perch on the right, the defensive one. Because if the widow's going to peek you, it's going to be the top left perch instead of like the pavilion. The left of it, that little crumbly wall, high ground right there, the exact opposite side. And here I can actually, you in game. Let's get in game real quick. I'll show you. Yeah. Okay. Well. Yeah. What I think happened, honestly, here, there, McCree destroyed your comp. That's what happened. We want Ilios. Believe it is second point. You just joining me. Let me make sure this is the right one. Nope, that's well.
Now arriving at Ilios. Now arriving at Ilios.
There we go. Okay. Let me throw you on the other team so you can see.
One shot, one kill.
So this spot, whoops, I dropped. So right where you are right now, that's the defensive position. And if a widow's gonna pressure it, they have to drop to the low ground right here. Or they have to be on the ruin side of it. And then it's basically the peak between these two to see who wins there. Or they have to be even more aggressive and peak like this side over here. That pillar right there that you just try to hook onto, that's the pillar I was initially talking about. So this pillar gives you hyper aggressive into the sides, up here, and point. And then the pavilion, which is the initial widow spot to see who wins basically the fight, is right here. Yep, on the other side. So this, you have the little peak, and you just kind of like shoot at each other, and see who wins. Then the other widow will then take a more aggressive approach when you are not there. So either like they can do here, get that ramp pressure, or kill anybody who's on the right side right over there. Take pillar, take ruins, or literally go all the way up here and take this spot. So once the other widow is dead, then they move to a more aggressive spot because they can. So that's this point. And then you can take that same kind of philosophy for most widow perches, is if it's hard to get to. So to get to that from if everybody's dying or diving, they would have to dive basically from here up to there. And only the dive tanks and like a Genji would be able to get up to you. So you want to have a defensible route with an escape, or you play aggressive as fuck and say, if you don't kill me, I'm going to kill your whole team. Anyways, get back to the...
I said unless you guys think there's other things we need to swap, I think this is the only one we need. Yeah, not...
Tornado, this not the best comp Definitely want a Widow or a Tracer. Soldier is about the same value to give for McCree. So both McCree and Soldier can be good on this point. I just think the Widow or the Tracer is better. You're able to control more space.
Nice. Go for run.
And they're being really grouped up for you, which is super nice, which is why you're getting this value. But this point is pretty... Yeah, and see, this Widow's just free range because there's nothing to contest her. You have literally only a Diva. And which is why you're getting cleaned up. It's because that Widow got those 2 picks. And you should have just died. You should not have taken the health back. You have it.
Give me a few seconds, I'll be back.
Good taxi. Again, you almost died to that Widow. There's just nothing contesting it. Do you see what I mean? She's controlling so much space by just existing right now.
Focus run. Is anti.
Yikes.
Focus run. He's one.
Good calls.
Thank you.
You're gonna die to that, Ryan.
2 support zone. I'm down.
Yep.
Yep, he's on me. He's low.
Look at this. Really want to hone in that. Do you see that kill feed? That Widow's is getting unchecked value. See, you need to swap to dive if you don't think you can handle the Widow, which just making it harder for that Widow to exist does enough. So if you pressure the Widow at all, the Widow can't make those shots. The Widow's making those shots consistently every time because she's literally standing still on top of the high ground and just shooting. Her entire focus is just shooting. She's not having to worry about anybody shooting at her. She's not having to worry about people jumping on her. She's not worried about literally anything. So she's literally just standing still and shooting.
I thought you got shot by the Widow for a second.
Tanks are viable dive targets if they use their abilities. I think the big issue is actually that you don't have. The big issue is that I don't think you have the DPS to support the dive. Because right now, if it's just Winston Diva diving, they're not going to be able to do shit. Especially against tanks, if they're diving tanks. But if you dive with a Tracer Genji, or Tracer Pharah, or Tracer Widow even. Oh yeah, no, I'm sure, but what I'm saying is that so just try to hone the dive, even if you call targets, hone the dive and just focus on target calling. Again, you just have to practice it again and again. And make sure that what was Boy playing? Okay. So Mercy Lucio works really well with dive. They're probably my 2 favorite healers for it. And then your DPS, it can be Pharah, even double hit scan. You could have Widow Tracer, works really well. Because you're so just practice it, just work on it. Dive is very strong, especially in lower elos, because a coordinated dive destroys teams. Like if you guys all dove literally just the Widow and then the supports, their team would have been destroyed. The only one getting hard value is their Widow. Then the rest of the team is winning because the Widow picked off both your supports. And on the McCree, they were doing the same thing. They were picking off you, they were picking off the supports. The McCree and the Widow was just literally going unchecked and just destroying your team. So coordinated dive would really shut them down, but also
She's still up there, but I can't.
just I think a Widow to pressure, a Genji even to pressure. You could have won Genji.
I think I missed it. You're fine. She's messing me up. I've got ult.
Run down, run down!
That was nice. Good reaction. Good huge shadow. Don't just scream big. Still scream, push, like, push. Hit X, too. Even if you say, I'm behind, if you hit X, it makes it very easy to see exactly where you are. Make sure to hit X. Or whatever your heal button is. Yikes.
I'm gonna rotate when they initiate. Let me know when they're coming in.
They changed the reset. For anti-CC. I got. Nice.
Break down, break down.
Good job ignoring that Orisa. Sometimes it's very hard to... Like, yeah, where's your off tank there? Well, that was where Ryan was. Where was Diva with him? Okay. There you go. Now you're ranking it aggressive. That beat wasn't needed.
Yeah, try not to go too far.
Too aggro, way too aggro. I know you feel like when you get so that nano was meant for the Ryan, which was decent. The issue is that they corralled your team into a little tiny choke. With their team comp, that tiny little choke becomes deadly, which is what happened to you, Ryan. And then no, so just make sure you make Darth realize that you really got to be with your tank, because the off tank is supposed to take basically like half the damage and make sure that the other tank tanks a lot less damage by using DM, taking up some shots, backing. It's kind of this play of making. Yeah, it's very supportive. He's playing he's playing Diva like a big fat Genji. He needs to play it like a Diva. And when you get nanoed by accident, or it's a bad nano, there's sometimes where like you'll just get a bad nano. Don't push with it. You know, it's like you feel like you gotta, but you went literally into a full team. Your Rhine had already died before you even pushed it. Look at this. Because you were behind him, but you went aggro as hell. This is where you guys all kind of push. Look, you're one already ahead of your Ryan's there. You get nano instead of your Ryan. Your Ryan dies there. Look what you're doing. You're still pressing W. If you had backed out when he died, it'd be okay. You pressed hard into that.
Tristan, throw yourself off.
You just need to win one fight. So what happens is you guys stall it out decently. Re-engaging, I think, is your weakest point.
I have retire again.
Your engagements need to be tighter.
Yep. I'm gonna retire to initiate. Let me know when we're going in.
Oh, I'd go straight for that Lucio and Orisa right there. Oh yeah. Oh no, you got someone. Yeah, you did take a bit of a predictable path, which a competent should have been able to pick that. But you got someone. It was a good tire. I liked it. Oh, look at that beautiful choke. Do you see what I mean, though? Do you see how you guys corralled that little Orisa into that tiny choke and just annihilated her? That's how you want to force Ryan. If you're playing Ryan, you want to force people into those chokes. You want to make them into the tightest space possible because every ability will land on them. Especially if you're running Junk, Hanzo, Farah, anything like that. Forcing them into a smaller area. Huge. Yep. Good tire. Good positioning by your Ryan. That's an engagement. That was clean. Your off tank was with your main tank. Your main tank was the right position, right amount of aggro. He had the right amount of support. The soldier was playing pretty well for where he needed to be. He was up. He was in the right position. He was getting shots into it, killing the right target. Good target calling. Good focus. Yeah.
Nut! Over 12,000 damage.
That was great.
Did you see me sleep?
Playing Junk talks about his damage. Shut up. Get the fuck out of here.
I don't know, I blew up with a bomb to her face.
What?
I blew up with a bomb to her face.
No, I slept. No, that was a...
Talk comps here. This is an Orisa Hog map. Or like a Dotes map. Something of that nature. I don't like Hammond, honestly, on this map. He's decent on this map, but he would be Orisa Hog Hammond, I believe. Dotes is with a Zarya, so it would be Winston. No, that's triple tank dive. Dotes is the triple support. Well, they play very similarly. You just have usually there's a Zarya with the Winston Diva. I think Hammond used to be it evolved into back to the Zarya, and you run a Winston instead of a Reinhardt, and it's very the Reinhardt just doesn't die. You put most of you run the triple support. You engage from a whole bunch of different angles and kind of pinch them, and the Winston's able to literally have an obnoxious amount of support. You have Diva DM, then you have Brig E, then you have Zarya Shield, then you have Winston Bubble, you have Zen and Lucio just passive heals. You build Primal every fight, and you build and you just you cleave onto everybody and kill everything. We actually have been running a lot of Dotes actually, and Snows. So May instead of a Diva. But at this point, you're on really good Dotes map, really strong Orisa Hog map with the Lucio. You can rotate all over the place. Decent Junk map. That's not a bad Junk. I'd actually like to see the McCree back. Ana can be very strong.
Yeah.
Lucy can be really strong.
No, nobody was watching.
Diva Ryan, not as much here. Did we swap tanks? Did I see it? No, there's still the Diva. I don't know what I saw. And the same DPS. Soldier can get stuff done on here, but I think the McCree has really good sightlines, especially because people like to play fair on this map. That was almost terrifying.
Right side.
No, you almost got knocked off by your own concussion mine. That's what I was talking about. This fight's lost. I don't know why you're going in.
No, you're down. Oh, I'm down. Fuck, I thought
Yeah.
the free pick.
Yeah,
You guys can
they
still
were
go.
coming back
They're down with
already.
support.
Watch the break, watch the break, watch the stun.
That is a good call that they can push
Break
now.
down.
Oh, huge.
Versus low, versus low, versus low.
Yep, reach the low, reach the low.
Yeah, that's huge.
Down, get the
They have no support whatsoever. That's the call that should have been. No support, push hard. Because they're down Morta. Now they were
Soldier
down
behind,
Brig.
soldier behind, soldier behind.
Lucio down.
Soldier backed off.
Someone's in me from behind on the shoulder.
I like that rotation. Peek from this side. I would honestly...
I'm aware, I'm
They're
aware.
about to recontest. That's a little aggressive. I don't mind it. That's really
That's
aggressive.
mine, that's mine.
Okay, cool.
Lucio down.
We're in the room right
Surprised you got that. Yeah, a good team would have killed you. Especially because they're running Diva. Careful with your...
Any healing, any healing?
Nice ult, it bolt him up, hold him
You
up.
don't want to die every time you use your tire, so make sure you... If you're going to play junk, make sure you position in a safe location to do that. Because if they're running Tracer, if they're running Pharah, if they're running the Diva, you should die. If like that position was really scary.
Keep it in back, keep it in back. I know, I'm just catching up with David. We're good, we're good. I got ult. I'm coming back, coming back. Don't feed. Nice, good job, guys.
They should have all of their own.
Alright, we have 4 out of 6.
Yeah, even if you just stepped into here into that little corner, it's because you were out in the open on the high ground, really close to them. So like if you...
All right side, all right side.
Right side, right side, right side. Watch him, watch him, watch him.
More you down, more you down, more you down. Jugger.
Oh, okay.
Support's almost down.
Last fight. I know you were shooting to the right because the person was low. You could have annihilated all of it there. Just shooting literally into the 3 people instead of trying to kill 1 person all the way down the hallway. Like you do end up killing him, but you could have just annihilated their team, and I think you should have backed off even. I think like if you killed the Orisa, your Ana wouldn't die, but I think your Ana would have died anyways because bad positioning. If you die to a halt, bad positioning. Diva gets D-Max. Everybody dies. You guys are doing much better with your reset calls. I think before our bot reviews, your Reinhardt would already be back in there. So you guys are doing much better with the reset calls. Very happy with that. Calls in general are
What did
just
they use?
amazing.
They used supercharger.
No, I do. Yeah. I think yeah, you guys need to make sure like the supports stick on him, make sure everybody's calling more. Darth needs to once again realize where he needs to play. He plays like a solo queue diva, and you can kind of do whatever the fuck he wants because that's what divas can do in comp and quick play and stuff like that. They kind of can get away with a lot, but he needs to make sure that he plays as a six stack and not as a solo queue. He's playing, at least in these videos, he's playing very much kind of like wherever the fuck he wants, like a Genji. He needs to play with his Reinhardt. He needs to be able to peel back for his supports. You're playing very aggressive this push. Like you're a little too aggressive here. If you play with your team, you can break Orisa shield because right now your Rein shield is going to get deleted. So you need to make sure that the shield contest is about even, and like it's just right now you're kind of playing this like ninja. I need to make plays, Junkrat, when you should make sure that you are doing as much as you can for the team. So your positioning is a little too forward. It's hard to see where Alamo Boys is, but yeah. Just because you're so far ahead, I can't see where he is half the time. You know what's really funny? You know what I find really funny? You position more high ground with Junkrat than you do the snipers.
Next time you go on one.
Alright, shields down, I'm going in.
No, but I have Jake.
Do you die here?
I'm getting rid of my soldier.
Shit, I thought that was sorry. Sorry about that.
Diva.
Soldier down, soldier down.
Yep. Get that same fucking thought process when you play snipers. You could get so many more headshots if you just get on the high ground.
No.
So this fight. You should win this fight. Good. Okay.
The Junkrat's is becoming main. I'm 85% ult.
When you get that.
Fire.
Fire was fired. Nice.
Nice one.
Good shield block.
Lucio,
I fucked
You
up.
tried.
Lucio down.
A little bad positioning.
Oh shit.
Yikes. Okay.
Sparks hole. Oh. What?
Why did he shatter?
No.
I've noticed a few times. A reset, you should have reset it. You should have called it. You were dead. You just watched 3 people die to a diva bomb. Everybody should be saying reset, die. There's absolutely no way you guys can win that, because even if he got a 6-man shatter, he's the only one. So he'd be able to kill like maybe 1, 2, then he would just get deleted. There's just nothing there could have won that fight. Absolutely nothing. You guys are at 99. That shatter could have won fight. It was your only ult. You have literally nothing else. They're gonna get at least the 85, 90 because they're going to have ults. They're gonna have supercharger for sure. They just used Riptide, so they won't have that. They'll have more ults. Pretty sure they'll have literally almost every ult, which is why I think you lose the map. Their ult economy is just way better.
Hang on. Just.
Saying hang on, but you're not saying you are moving forward. Their Lucio junk could be literally in this high ground already, shooting into you.
I'm
So
gonna try to.
be more concise with your calls. You're hesitating real hard here. You're fumbling around with your thoughts, and you're doing things but not saying what you're doing. So either say, 1, you're out of position. Your diva's not even responded yet. You can literally see her death retimer right in front of you. And you are in a position where you are going to die. If you live whatever you're about to do... Okay, you're just randomly spamming me. It's not as bad as I thought you were going to do. I don't know why your team's here. Your diva just respawned. All of you are in the wrong position. Darth should have said, I'm not there. You guys should have had the awareness to know that you guys are not. He's not there. This is going to be just a lost fight. I think you also got halted, and so it fucked it up. Yeah. Yeah, like I thought. This is a 5v6. There's still no call to reset. Yeah, and here's where the ultimates. They didn't even need ultimates to win that fight. You guys went in 5v6.
No, that's it.
Hurry.
This fight's still us.
Yeah.
Valiant effort, though. You guys lost that point because you guys win 5v6. Make sure you're aware of that kind of stuff.
Yep. Does anyone want to get food afterwards other than Noah and I? Oh God. God, Key Whistle is
It's okay. I'm skipping ahead. Bonnie, attack. McCree Hanzo, Ryan Diva. Yeah, this pairing can work. I think both tanks need to expand the hero pool. You comfort pick. You guys comfort pick. You guys just need to play it, even in matches. Play it. We literally played a comp we've never played before once in a scrim right before the match, and that's basically the majority of what we played in our match yesterday. So you just need to play it as a thing. Is like if most of your yeah um then run something like you can run Ryan Zarya, Ryan Diva. There's some points that just really need a coordinated thing, and you have to play more than just one-dimensional comps because if they get countered at all, you lose. So, for example, Ilios Ruins. I don't necessarily think you guys should have won that. That Widow was going unchecked. I think only won because the other team couldn't do more with what the Widow was giving. And then, like here, McCree's terrible on attack. Widow, freaking Tracer, Genji, Junkrat, even any one of those heroes would be better than McCree. Even Soldier would be better. And I think Ryan Diva's not the tanks to go. If you're gonna go Ryan, you needed Zarya for this point to really help protect it and push through like the choke, or all the way through main. The Hanzo. They haven't run a Pharah this entire time, and McCree, Zen, Ana, if they run Pharah, should handle that just fine. And if it doesn't, then yeah, you pull out the Diva, but they haven't run Pharah this entire time. I don't think you should worry about a Pharah. But basically right now is you have a Death Ball-ish comp. I think Zen, if you're going to run the McCree, Zen's a little bit better. You don't need the speed boost nearly as much, and the Zarya's just would be stronger. Because with this comp, you basically want to push high ground, get through the doorway choke, and then hold the high ground, get picks, then drop onto point. Diva's not going to do much of anything. The Diva would be to chase the people off the high ground on the other side, but I don't think you guys have enough support whatsoever that the Diva would literally only be able to do that when there's one person left up there, and you guys have already won the fight. So I think the stronger option would be to run Zarya, so that way, as soon as you get a pick, you can drop to point and kill everything a lot easier. And I think it will also force your two tanks to play better together.
Okay.
Honestly, I think
Jesus.
the comp is alright
high
if you
ground.
run the Zarya and Zen. Because you say call for the high ground. So this is a good, this would be with Zarya Zen, would be a great high ground comp with the McCree and Hanzo. But the Lucio
they're gonna
feels
left and
very
take
out
the
of place
stairs.
if you guys are going to be playing a poke death ball.
I can recite that entire line of singles for that whole scene from Star Wars.
Oh, that's amazing. That's a channel I want to have.
I know. I used to watch all the Star Wars every month.
Hang on. I have something. Hang on, I have a joke for this.
Diva's up there with
Moira?
Widow's not down.
Oh, yikes.
Widow down. Right.
Focus. Yeah, we can talk.
Okay, high ground.
Left side, high ground.
Ryan first, Cameron.
And behind start.
Yep, we have high ground now.
Maybe not. My son is a Widow.
Oh, there's not even up here.
I'm jumping on foot. 3, 2, 1,
Dude's gonna get demeched.
Go for Zen. He's half.
You get off the high ground for some reason.
Moira?
There's the Diva demech.
Widow down. Right.
Huge anti, holy shit. You win this, right? Yeah, you win this. That's unfortunate. I don't know. I think that anti is why you won that, but yeah, you shut down the Widow.
I'm 60%.
So if you stayed high ground, I would say this was a beaut. Other than your Diva, exactly what I said would happen happened. There's no support for that Diva to dive the high ground, and that's the only reason you would run the Diva. So Diva just got destroyed in there. The Widow. You should have. Well, yeah, I believe she did.
Hang on. I have something. Hang on, I have a joke for this. Ryan first, Cameron.
I hate to watch you drop from high ground again. It's just so sad every time I see it.
Maybe not. My son is a Widow. I'm a diver.
There's a Widow. I'm a diver. He knew. So he made the call. There's just no support for her.
Alright.
For Diva.
3, 2, 1, now.
Because both both Diva and Widow
He's half.
went and fought her.
Diva's up there with
Moira?
They're just getting so little value from here. Get on the high ground. You see these terrible angles you're trying to hit? You're so close. You're like having to throw your mouse across the freaking your board to hit these shots. Because they're
Widow down. Right.
Charge him.
Got him. Got 3 of them.
You got him back, get her.
I got her 8.
I would have left her until she tried to contest the point, but
I'm 60% to all.
kill her. It's okay.
I got the Widow spray. Come on.
73%.
You guys should be pushing forward here a little bit.
Go in alleyway.
Your Diva's doing a really good job of calling out this Widow. Really good job. If you run dive, I think Darth might be able to call your engagement. He's very aware. He was very aware of the Pharah. He's very aware of the enemy. Not so much your own team, but he's very aware of the enemy. So I think if you're gonna run dive, it might even be Darth who's gonna call these targets.
Widow's. Sorry, not Diva's low.
Yeah. If you can just make sure everybody listens to the fuck his calls. Because You're not even looking up top when he said the widow was up top. So you did not hear. You did not listen to his call. Huge ass shatter. Your dragon was a bit misplaced because of the shatter, but yeah, it worked. Good rotation to kill the widow. Take high ground. Your support should be. Your Ana should be on cart right now. The rest of your team should be pushed up. But right now, okay, your Ana is on point. Okay, we're good. Decent shot. Nice shot. Spark's good. He's about where he should be. Unfortunately, Davis demeched. Got the remake. Oh, nice shot. Like I said, your Hanzo is easily your strongest hero. And it's showing here.
87.
Watch the charge.
I hope he's not that dumb to try Chris.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was mine.
He's one.
Now we can.
That was a good bomb.
That was fucking huge. Yikes. You guys got shattered into that. That hurts. Yeah. Yikes, dude, that's fat as fuck. Did you? Oh. Oh, yikes, dude. Ryan's way out of position.
Watch the charge. Go, extend it, go.
Not a bad dragon, dude. That was a pretty good dragon.
Go.
Speed boost past the point.
And look at this, you're destroying their team.
Lucio.
Alright, down.
That's not a bad. See, this is where Hanzo can be that mid range. When the fight's basically won and you're just literally cleaning up and they can't focus you. This is fine. High ground is where you want to set up. You can drop to get better shots, support more damage and tanks and stuff like that when the fight's like going. But you dropping from the high ground when you have the high ground in such a strong position, and you could get all those kills from literally a high ground. This third point, the high grounds would be that right in front of you to your right where the tree is, and right next to it. Shooting into that, but at the same time, at this point, I'm okay with you guarding the two entryways and being on the ground pushing up into them, because they're not going to be able to pressure you, and there's like one or two filtering in because they're staggering right now.
He's one.
Really bad Rhine charge. Holy shit.
Watch the Diva. On Mac.
I need heal. Well, thanks.
Really good comms. Odd nano. I think it was the save, but good reaction. You got halted and you flicked it. That was a good reaction. Good job.
She's low.
More down. Nice. Bingo.
Good Deadeye to close it out. Yeah. Your team was way better there. Your diva was playing. Did you notice your diva and Ryan were playing together? It was insane. The whole time. You had the space to literally just. You and Ali just cleaned them up. You cleaned them up, dude.
I know.
Do not C9, guys. Do not. Don't do that.
That's just beautiful that time. I want to see what you guys run on defense. I'm really hoping it is not a Reinhardt. And I hope you stick on the Hanzo. Please stick on the Hanzo, thank you. I figured.
Run McCree, Cameron. Run McCree.
You call for it. I'm disappointed in you. Make sure they expand their hero pools. Literally, Darth, Spark, and Ali. Grace, does Grace play the Zen? Okay. Cameron is Spark. LOL. Okay, so his name's Cameron. Cool. I'm gonna call him Cameron from now on, and I'll call Darth Darth. I'm assuming that's the other Cameron, right? Okay. Yeah, he'll be random. Alamo boy, because I hate saying that name. It's could be Cameron.
And go high ground. Left side. So.
Orisa or Winston, I think, is stronger in terms of this comp. Soldier is stronger. Soldier or Widow, way better. That high ground, Soldier high ground, is just disgusting. Very hard to dislodge. He has so much heals for the when they dive up top of him. He can put so much pressure from the high ground. He farms ult super quick. You can literally jump onto bus to get even aggro to go kill over there, then go run back on top of high ground. So much a soldier can do. So much a widow can do. Hanzo's the same reason, can deal so much damage from that high ground.
Go. Try to take the back
If you
stairs.
drop from the high ground,
follow me.
if not an
Also,
emergency, I'm
go.
very
Because I'm
upset.
going to stay up there with you.
Alright.
That way you can stun anything that tries to dive us in case they do that.
Does your Ana play up top
No,
with you?
we should do this.
Cool. Good. Does your Ryan play the right side with the Diva?
Okay, yeah, this way.
Or do you guys all sit up on this high ground?
Okay, no one else has to follow me. I was just doing this for Cameron.
For your comp, what I would have is Brian Diva on the right side, facing that little doorway choke. You McCree, Ana, should be left side. Lucio can be either side.
Yeah. I was about
Sorry,
to
give
say,
it for either side.
well, yeah. Also, randomly, you should probably stay left side high ground too, so that way they can't dive
Thank
you
you.
either.
Good call.
Yeah, you did. McCree, you should back up around corner. Back up.
No, he shouldn't. You both should be up there. Yeah.
Play behind.
Yeah, but the amount of damage you could do, especially with you and him right there, you can destroy the Widow, especially if you put up sights for that top left perch where the Widow would go. You would get so much damage. If your Sonic was on top of that perch, I think you would have been fine. That's actually a pretty hard Widow shot to hit. Like, it can happen, you can get picked, but what you're doing is you're wasting so much spam damage right here. You can poke hard into them right here. It's better with a soldier because the soldier can drop E right there if you take a little poke. But you guys can just dink hard into them. You can force that Rhine to slow down and put up a shield, which slows the push, wastes a bit of time. You can possibly get a pick onto one of their healers as they're walking through,
I'm just
and just
Sonicing.
build the ult. Yeah, see, you're just wasting the Sonic arrow. And they have a Widow. You know she's there. You can kill her.
They have a widow.
Yeah, see, now you go for it. Oh. If you were already there, you two would have killed her. Guarantee.
Widow's one.
Yeah, Blizzard. I'm pretty sure he's on.
Yep, you could have.
I'm charging it towards us. Got the Zarya. Put her on the wall. She's down.
Yeah, look at that. That was a pretty drop. That was a nice drop. That was a real nice drop. That was a nice shot.
Run.
And this is the power of the high ground. Do you see what you're doing right here?
Diva on the mech.
Get the diva.
Widow high ground.
I'll go for it. They're in here with me. Diva's back.
I'm on my way back.
Diva caught me right as I switched.
Watch this, come back, step back.
Because you two. Ryan got antied. Yeah, no, you guys. Yeah, you guys did that.
More, What's that? More hallway.
Calls.
Keep it low, keep it low, keep it down.
I thought you just jumped through the Rhine, but I'm assuming that was your Rhine.
Instead of high ground together.
I was like, really? Like, what the fuck? Did you just jump through a Rhine so you could kill somebody else? Yeah,
You have a chance.
I was very. I was with the like. Eef a bit.
Don't beat corner, Cameron, so you don't get.
You've killed the Widow 3 times in a row. Don't be afraid of her. Don't be afraid of her.
Picked. I'm not even gonna peek corner.
Yeah, you're peeking.
They're switching comp. Hanzo Tracer. They're dive.
You don't have to be so aggressive with it. you just. You don't have to be so aggressive with that. This is in between fight. You can just be like a. They swapped comp. No more Widow, Tracer, Genji, or whatever it is.
Hold on. Top right.
No, they're not pushing it yet. They just swapped.
I know. I'm watching backsides. First one keeps going on that side.
Hanzo down.
Yeah. Wait, I think there was the Reinhardt. The Reinhardt's on Hanzo now. That's weird. That is, let's see, 3756. Let me go back. Yeah, look, that's the red.
Keep it low, keep it down. Hold on. Top right.
That's very weird.
No, they're not pushing it yet. They just swapped.
I know. I'm watching back.
That's a nice shot that did. Alright, dink. Dink.
Hanzo down.
Switch your positions. You're going better than Lily.
You push forward. I like it.
Yep, they're diving.
Say you're getting doved. Say you're getting doved, please. Call that.
Tracer's on loose.
Both of it today, the Diva went up there and he didn't do shit. It's like, I hope I don't die, dude.
Tracer's on Lucio. More.
Well, you could have pressured, you and the McCree could have pressured it, and the Ana could have healed you.
More on point.
But you just gotta make sure they're aware of that. Again, there's 3 tanks, and you just drop. You could have pressured that Winston and stayed up top, just moved further back with your Ana, and then drop down to point, if need be. Then climb back up to high ground. But you could have, like, their Diva and their Hammond backed off, and this Winston's going straight towards your Ana. But you have Ana heals with a McCree. You can flash, fucking Storm Arrow, fan the hammer, destroy. Literally, he's gone. What is he gonna do?
The monkey down.
Like, it's not a bad drop,
Keep it low.
because like this sight line's pretty nice. You're not getting pressured. Fuck, dude.
Yeah, watch out.
He called it. He told you. Watch behind you. Just make sure everybody listens to calls in general. Good call for them to rotate. And he's going. I like it.
Yeah, solo DPS Widow.
Good job hitting tab a lot. Yeah, just fucking go after her. Ah, get destroyed.
Get Winston.
Look, and your Diva. Again, I don't think he didn't need to necessarily. He needed a call for healing. Your Diva was right there. Did you see how Darth? Did you see that peel? It was beautiful. And you were right there too. They would have been deleted. No one's called this Widow. 2 people have died to her. No one's called it.
Where's Widow?
You're still trying to shoot this Diva? There you go. You asked for where the Widow is. Oh my god. Did they cap this point? Okay. Yeah, they should have capped it. There, now you're pressuring her. Look, this is what I mean though. Do you see? She's not doing shit anymore. She literally just killed 3, and as soon as you start trying to pressure her, as soon as she's getting pressured, nothing's happening. She's not doing crap. And you kill, and you win again. That's what I mean by style points, dude. But that's what I mean by a widow gets way less value if you just pressure her. If you ran double snipers or soldier fucking Hanzo and you literally just pushed into this a little bit, shoot her down, she can't do anything. She's hiding, or she's trying to peek you, and you are winning that fight. You have won every duel with their snipers since you're on this map.
They're off point. They're off point. This is off point. Nice. Bingo.
That's yeah. Good job.
I went 32 and
Cleaned
9.
up. You were on fire this game, dude. This was your game, and Darth was playing so much better on this map. It was way tighter. There was way tighter. There was aggro. There was decent pushes. There was really good comms. There was a few times where things should have been called, like you should have called the dive on top of high ground. The widow should have been called way sooner, but those were like the two glaring things. This was smooth. Don't be afraid. Don't be. You are a competent Hanzo. If you're playing Hanzo, don't be afraid of a fucking little widow. Pressure the shit out of her.
32 and 2.
Our healers did the cleanup. That's
42 and 2. You mean 32?
great.
No, look at this. Look at this.
I can't see all of it.
All I did was like
Nice.
break down the diva.
This is totally playing again.
This disgusting bomb, dude.
Yeah, I don't have
Yikes.
anything else.
That is so good. Okay, Diva Bomb.
That was a
That wasn't a
resounding
huge
map.
waste of Diva Bomb.
Didn't even get a ticket.
It
We finished
happened
the
at the
map
same
in
time.
With 4 minutes left on the clock. Huh?
I was playing Kings Road.
Oh, I think they accidentally switched.
Oh, okay. We were playing New Baltimore.
Yeah, we were playing in Bonnie. They got it.
We've had
Yeah.
I think Koth is probably your weakest map type. Anything with a payload, yeah, Koth, King of the Hill, control point. I think it's your weakest thing because you're constantly having to engage on a structured defense. So when you're playing the escort maps, you're able to constantly push into them, and they basically have to come into you on both defense and attack. So you're stronger when you're already set up on a defense and you're kind of like reacting to them coming into you, which is probably why your dive so bad, is because your engagements are kind of bad. So you just make it tighter on the going in and make sure everybody knows where they are in the death ball. What is their role? Where's their position? So Spark should be in the front with the support of both healers. The McCree needs to be in the middle towards the back. You need to be on high ground if you're playing Hanzo. You need to be in the middle if you're playing Junk. Kind of have that awareness of what your role is in the death ball, what your role is in the dive, and where you should be. Everybody should have that conscious thought, and you can even like, okay, let's talk about the death ball. Let's talk about when your heroes, where are you in the death ball? So that way they get that where they should be, so that they know they're wrong if they're in the wrong spot. Because it's one thing to just be like, know where you should be, bad positioning, and another thing to like really understand and start to get that idea in your head, and then you can constantly be reminding yourself and reminding others, reminding your team, hey, stack up, get back in position, stack up, make that call. So that way everything is tighter, everything is neater. You're not getting dead to poke. Your tank's not dying as soon as you drop shield.
Masters team before this
Just make
because
it-
they were helping us.
make
learn.
it tighter and your engagements will be better. And listen to calls. Darth's making some really big brain awareness calls on vulnerable targets. Like he was very aware of the Farah in that other VOD review I did. He's very aware of the Widow. He's making solid calls. Sparks doing really good at that min fight. But he needs to make sure he can call engagements. So he needs to tell you, either you or he need to say where you're going, and then he needs to constantly make the stack on me or pressure this person. We're going in through this choke. Make the engagements tighter, and I think that's what I want you to work on now. Your calls are getting there. Your supports need to bring back the calls that they were doing. I'm not hearing your supports again, but I think that might just be because they're quiet and I'm only hearing the other people off of their echoes, not their actual Discord. So they might be calling a whole bunch and I'm just not hearing because they're slightly quieter. But just make sure they're making those calls.
I have that one money jewel frog guy thing in my house too, and I have a job at the hub.
Let's try and sneak right side behind them for first push.
My sister.
Because unless they scout it, we should be able to get away with it.
Oh, that's cool. I've got good net.
Bring it around town! Hopefully we catch them, and they haven't even rotated.
What the fuck are you guys talking about? That's why you're saying going around town. Okay. I thought you guys were just talking like random bullshit, which tends to happen sometimes, especially in this like ensemble team. Make sure, even though you are, so I want to make sure you guys know. Make sure you guys talk about what you're actually doing. Again, this is a comfort pick. That's why you didn't have to say a comp. Call a comp. The rotation. If you're not running goats, that rotation's a lot weaker with these two DPS. I would say either swap to a goats comp. You can even do goats McCree. Or play like Junk or Farah. The Hanzo's good. I think it's mostly the McCree that I'm a little iffy about, because that rotation you usually get really close and into their face, and while McCree's decent at that, he just needs to make sure that he lands onto the supports and he lands the headshots at the close range if he's going to run McCree and you guys are going to rotate that way.
Rotated for us.
I mean, I'm Christian, and like, who doesn't?
The rotate, it's very strong because the support's usually towards the back. That's why the flank is usually super strong.
Able to see us.
And yeah, they're sitting on low ground. Most people will never play that at top high ground because it's very like you can dive it really well, or snipers can really easy to pick them off because you can do it from spawn. So this rotation is a really nice rotation. A lot of people use it, especially considering the goats have been setting up in the first building right to the right.
That doesn't matter. We're going right door, so Tristan, come on. Like all the way around, right. Across the bridge, right. Across the bridge, right.
There you go. Very clear. Speed boost. Now? Yay, look at that. Good speed boost. Oh, that poor Ryan. Oh, that poor team. That poor team, dude. That's what I meant, not Ryan. That poor team. You guys fucking... That ante was huge. That was real good. Yeah, so goats... A lot of goats teams are playing in this building right here. Like right next to you. They're playing in the upper, and they basically speed out when you guys come around with thing. So that rotation behind and behind them works really well. because you basically catch them unawares. It also works really well if they hold that bottom, as you just saw, because supports kill. If they're holding top, it's not as viable. There's not much to kill. But if there is something down there, you just destroy it, then you can win the team fight. But that rotation it's a very, very strong rotation.
Yeah, you're good.
I put 2 on point.
Nice widow kill, nice widow kill.
Which is fine. This is fine, honestly. I don't mind even 1 or 2, but considering their spawn's so close, I probably would have put 2 on, just to get more cart space. Now I would have 5 people pushing, 5 people pushing, 5 people push hard. Yeah, oh, keep going. Drop that shield and swing. He's trapped. That's why he's not moving forward. Okay. Fuck you.
Back up, Tristan. Back up.
Go, no. Don't tell him back up. You better push. Go kill them in the bad spot. Go. Speed boost. Aggro. They're down. You just capped. They got bad spawn. You can catch them out. Like, they just wasted an ult. Fucking eat their shit alive, guys. Aggro. Press W. Drop shield and just fucking push them. You're gonna dragon in, aren't you?
They're moving left side.
Yeah, that dragon was bad. Wrong type of W. Nothing was happening. All they had to do was move out of the way for that. You guys weren't in position to push on that. You were trying to get like a little sneaky kill with that, but you didn't need dragons. You just needed to press forward.
Lucio!
Almost broke.
Check that down.
It's unfortunate.
Got him! Let's go! Capitalize.
Oh, I only got one iPad.
Zarya low.
I'm not surprised. They're very staggered. Very staggered. If you guys were pushing even harder, you would have had an easier time with it, I think. You would.
I got payload.
On me.
Sydney go up. I got it.
Oh, damn.
Shit, I got trapped.
I don't mind this.
Damn it, I just got pinned. Ryan.
Almost got him.
But you need a... What are you doing, dude? I got Kurt, don't worry.
Nice.
Look at you, antsy little fucking Hanzo.
Zarya!
This fight's won! What are you doing? What are you doing? This you should have rotated with your honor. Your honor should have gone back to Kurt, and you should have moved forward. But
Random get point now.
Nice, kill him, jump right. Nice.
Random get point.
thank you. That's what you're saying. Should figure out what the fuck you were actually saying there. You could have kept pushing, honestly. Nice boop onto that Ryan. I love booping, charging Reinhardts. Keep pushing. Aggro. Why is that shield up? Why is that shoot up? Look at that. You guys are destroying him. There you go. Charge. Keep going. What is that shield doing? Drop the shield and push.
I'm down.
If he was aggro, you would not have died. Look, he literally, there's no pressure on him. And you walked in a very linear path.
Drop a shield drop. Recharge. Come back up. Half. Alright. Okay, I say
Nice.
crap right now, so I
Yeah, because of that right there. Fucking huge. Good job.
Winston. More low. Winston down.
Zarya!
Sorry, low.
Yikes, that Zarya just walked with your dragon.
Oh, I got bumped right before I caught that. Duck down.
There was a shatter, needed to be called, and you guys needed a target call.
Holy crap!
That was fun.
You're cute, Jordan. You're cute. Yeah, Sparks needs to know. 2 people are not going to be able to kill him. two people are Azaria, Mercury. That's not gonna kill him. Drop shield and fucking smash their face into their keyboard. And like just literally just smash your head on your keyboard and you will probably kill them. Like you guys were cleaning up and you could have pushed them even further. You could have pushed them all the way into spawn, basically. And just kept capping. Cap 1, cap 2, fucking. But he was playing slightly passive while still kind of pushing forward. So like he was making the space, quote unquote, but he wasn't doing as much as he could. So at that point, he could fucking smash into them, charge, fire strike, do all the things, get that McCree, make him pay. Make him pay. Like, he was inside of the Ana, Lucio was with you. Yeah. Be more aggressive. You were cleaning up, fucking Ali was cleaning up.
I don't know what it...
It was pushing forward, man. It was playing wrong.
Get it.
It was saying 9 point and tank together. That's what that was.
Yeah, he was pushing forward. Like, he was making space. I want to give him credit for that. It was better than what he was doing the first VOD. So he was making space. He can make even more by just dropping that shield.
Holy shit!
You're a big man with a hammer. They need to fear you.
All that space.
You much improved.
That was awesome. That was good.
You guys are cute. Do you hold first point? I'm assuming you hold even like first point. Thought so, yeah. Their momentum's hard in your favor. Look at that. Perfect.
They're playing their dive comp again, I think.
Good call.
They're playing with Brig. Brig, Lucio, Ana.
Right side.
Yikes.
Watch the Winston dive. Here it comes. Focusing.
Good fucking calls. That hammer's gonna get out.
Brig.
Oh, he's way up there. Yeah, see. No, you're Ryan. That's why I think you all died. Is because you're Ryan. Look where Sparky is. He took my advice to heart. And he pressed W.
Watch the Winston dive. Here it comes. Focusing.
See, you guys get huge anti. Forget the Hammond. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Bat charge right there. Your Lucio needs to be in there if that's what you guys are doing. But there's a break here. That was a little too aggro. Because of it, that Widow had free range, and you weren't looking at the Widow until you already got shot. I'm surprised that didn't turn into a first point take. Okay. Don't like that rotation. It's a little scary. Oh, there. Okay, so Ryan's there.
Where's Widow?
They're doming me. Careful, help.
Yikes.
Widow mid.
Rialto Widow plays two places. Either she's above you, right where you're dead. She plays that far back corner, right back there, because it gives huge sight lines. Or she'll play balcony right there. Check those places first. You're looking at fucking tanks instead of the Widow. The Widow who just literally killed 5 of you.
Winston low. The break.
Point.
Oh shit, I got slept.
Point.
I got both for supports. Dive sports.
Break down. On the next.
Someone charge.
Good.
Help.
Winston now.
Good call. Swing. Good.
Where's Widow?
Nano wasn't needed, but good.
Random, thank you for that. You saved my ass. That was a really bad.
Play corner. Play this corner.
Good call. I like that call. Good call.
I have dragons.
Don't give him all that space. I like it. You're aware of your left side.
Him.
There's a big anti. He should die. Does he not die? You looked away. I'm okay with that, dragons.
Nice dragon.
Yikes! Those bombs were there for a very long time. He should not have died to that.
Got Winston. Winston's ulting.
He's almost out.
Good fucking focus. Good fire strike.
Back up.
That was
Back
clean,
away from-
other than your
oh,
Ana.
Watch the widow. Thank you.
Watch, the widow needs to turn into where the widow is. Call a location. Or look for the widow. Where's the widow?
Oh, left side.
Look on the left side.
You started shooting before you called it. Call that shit.
Wait for a hole.
There's still got one out mid.
Huge shatter. Huge fucking shatter. That was clean as fuck.
I know, I'm watching.
Killer. Chaser. BM the fuck out of her, dude.
Tristan. Did you literally just take away from afar?
That was long range diva right there.
I think that's the best high
Sniper diva.
That was good.
Love it.
Okay, keep pulling corner.
Yeah, just support the push against
They're coming the other way
To the
again.
left. Again, call that a little bit
Watch
faster,
your shadow, watch your
my
shadow.
dude.
On the right. Watch run. Help.
Reloading.
Good call. I'm reloading.
Tried to back up enough where I could get it. Watch the run.
Big bomb. Kill that Ryan. Kill the brig. Fucking just clean that shit up. Hey, dude, that's 30 damage you can't miss.
Lucio.
You can miss that Lucio a whole bunch of times, though. That's for sure. I like you being aware of the widow. You missed her, though. But it's okay.
Get supports.
Okay, Storm Arrow needs to be more patient. You literally let every bolt hit, like, you just held left click. Be patient with those. You do not need to click all of them all at once. You can individually click them. Just click. You just made a circle around her. Yeah. Yeah, so be more patient with, that was a very unnecessary Sonic, but sometimes you just hit that button to hit it. Yeah. I mean, that's what you gotta do, dude. Way better between... Did you see the difference between just having Darth play with Spark? Holy shit, the difference. That's what happens when they play together. That control map, the entire time Darth was not playing with Sparks, and so Sparks could not do what he was doing here. He was aggro here, and it was working. Besides, when he charged forward. Yeah, so that was super nice. I heard a random call, which means they're probably calling things. That's just you don't hear it over the echo. So good. Yeah, that was solid. It's harder to find things doing wrong when you guys are smashing. But I could tell you, there's still little things I could tell you, especially after watching for like 2-3 points in maps. Spark, when you guys are chasing down people, chase them down. Drop that shield, fucking smash them. 2 people are not going to be able to kill 4 people. The key is, if you don't kill a person in 6 seconds, that's when you back up. 6 seconds is when a full respawn will happen. So if you kill somebody every 6 seconds, or be in between, like if you kill someone and 6 seconds hasn't gone up, keep pushing, because you're a 5v5, and you could still win that fight. They're not in the right position. You're staggering them. You push even further. You kill another person. You kill another person. You kill 2 people. You can push all the way into their spawn. There was one time where we capped first point King's Row, and we pushed them all the way into spawn and held them there while our little Anna pushed that fucking cart from first point all the way to third. So don't be afraid to swing that hammer. Be more patient with your storm arrow. It's really easy to just hold left click because it's like you just got to shoot quick. But especially when they're that close, you want to control that, have that control. But otherwise, your Hanzo's nutty, dude. And Alice McCree's pretty solid. Get him to work on the tracking heroes. Be more, at least just Widow. I'm gonna need like 2 seconds. I'm gonna have to jump in somebody's Discord real. Be right back. Okay, back. Sorry. Actually, also let me get a drink. My lips are dry. All right, I'm back.
Okay, give me a second. Is it loading on your end, the Twitch video?
Yep.
Okay, because it's not on my end.
Refresh the page.
Oh, there we go. You can skip around in it.
Perfect. What am I watching?
They're in the building.
This is her perspective for,
They're picking me up with loose debris on the
try to
left.
skip to the next match.
Is there any sound for this?
Yes.
I
Oh,
didn't
there we
know
go.
that key was on the keyboard until 2 weeks ago.
Which one?
The root key. I always.
Oh, holy shit! I can hear everybody's comments.
Because I didn't know it was on the keyboard.
Oh my god.
Alright.
Okay,
Let's get this.
you need to go over there.
Yeah,
I
because
can't.
her comes.
Oh, I think I watched
The
this.
fact is, I'm not even
you did?
kidding. Like until 2 weeks ago, I didn't even.
When was this?
This was this Sunday.
Yeah, I think I watched this when it was live.
Ah.
I think I remember fucking. Isn't this where I
Did you think it was like?
was like, is this where you guys went out to eat afterwards?
Yeah.
What? I just looked at my
Yeah,
phone,
watch
I
it.
was like, oh hey there.
Mhm.
Did you have notes?
I looked at my phone. The shift key,
You guys were fucking amazing.
where the 6 was. So I looked at my keyboard.
Yeah, it was great.
Okay, so the chains have collision. The chandelier does
Mhm.
not somehow.
This King's Road was just monstrous, dude. It was insane, the difference. I'm sure I can find some things I'm wrong,
What do you
but
see,
yeah.
Jordan?
I mean, Kings
You guys
already
said-
lost,
No,
and then
no.
the next
What do you
few
see up there?
maps were
Anything? Anything like that?
Tristan.
Yeah, I think I watched it anyways, but
All right.
I'll eat it.
even so, you guys did really good here.
Okay. Want me to
Good
speed
call. You fucking dinker.
Yep. Oh
Rough
no no
bad.
no 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 no. Say.
I took. Oh god.
Ryan is low. Ryan.
I took the charge for you.
You guys are still technically up.
Get the.
Okay.
Sorry.
She's not where she needs to be.
Sleep, but I'm in
Yeah, she needed to be up with you guys.
Help.
Okay. We need to group up again and do that.
Yeah, Anna pushed
I was
in
trying to
before she
die.
did.
Pineapple
Wait, did
solution.
he charge you? Did that count? Shouldn't have.
Yeah, just got. You know what's great against May?
It shouldn't have mattered. You took me anyway.
Okay.
You know what's really good against May here?
Anything with range damage?
Dive.
Oh, or that.
Speed boost.
That's where you guys go theater. They wall off the window.
And we just ignore them. And then we just ignore
2,
the window
1, go.
and just go through the
Yep.
She can't block off that.
Much. Yeah. I remember that being slower in my head for some
I'm
reason.
frozen and
So,
down.
yikes.
I drag and get a pick or two, and then we cap point.
May's coming
Well,
for me.
I start capping point, and then I'm yelling
Yeah,
at
she
them
was-
to get out of spawn and get on point.
I'm dead.
Ryan. He's right here. Ryan.
I don't know what
Yeah,
he's
they were-
staggering himself.
Made that.
He charged to kill somebody. And you guys capitalized on his
Hey, what you
stupidity.
think, please? Reaper,
Well, I meant
back,
more
I'm
of,
coming back.
I don't
Reaper
know
down.
why he was trying to shield hop away like he was gonna actually have a chance of getting on the station.
Oh, yeah.
I need heal,
That's
please.
what I meant.
Hey, you gotta
Yeah,
try.
not-
Sometimes
not-
they're just bad.
Hey, not so far.
They're well done. I can't see.
Lucius.
I don't like this. She. Your tank's Rago.
And I was calling for
Lucio
a
was
jump
not.
too.
Oh, God. Hit the wrong button. There we go.
Yeah, 1 second. I'm trying to. Yeah. Pull back. Pull. Oh.
And then she uses beat when it's already too late.
Yeah, I'm done.
We get no value out of beat.
It happens. It's a bad. I mean, it was a bad beat, but she was trying to save the tank, so it was a good intention.
Coming back.
It should have happened as soon as the grav went out. The grav goes out, beat goes down.
She didn't have
I'm
beat,
nano ready.
she used it after.
Okay. Okay. Then yeah, if you don't have it for the grab, then you don't
We need
fucking
to
use
get
it
that
because you
man.
lost.
I'm gonna have him turn around.
Reaper, Reaper, Reaper.
There we go.
Get the Reaper.
Reaper said.
Where is he? Where is he?
Is he down? Okay, he's down. Oh, lag.
No, I remember watching this. Everybody lagged hard.
Yeah, I'm lagging a bit too. Not much, but. Widow? Oh, never mind. That's not Widow.
She's on healing, and she doesn't need to be.
Widow swapped already, so don't worry about Widow.
There's nothing to heal.
Yeah, she should be on speed, but she swaps.
Yeah.
There we go. Ooh. Speed boost, speed boost, speed boost,
Right,
speed
right,
boost,
right,
speed,
right,
speed, speed. Amp it up, amp it up.
May down.
Sorry, I forgot.
Tell me this shit, dude.
My bad.
It's alright, it's alright, it's alright. They're all low, they're all low, they're all low.
I'm getting.
Back out, back out, back out.
Damn it. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, keep pressure, keep.
That was
How
my
many of your team are dead, Mr. Jordan?
3.
I believe you called to back out. Then you dragons?
Yep.
Jordan. I want you to take your hand, lift it up, and smack it. Smack your own hand. Do it now. That was bad.
Coming on, I'm right behind you.
Bad Jordan. Bad Jordan.
Cameron, big cam.
Go ahead and back up. We got it. That was a smart pull out. I got you, I got you.
You gotta be careful.
I just saw that.
Corners and shit.
Jordan, watch out.
Yikes, dude. What are the two of you doing up there?
I was on high
At
ground.
least use the fucking dragons to get the fuck out. If you're gonna throw it.
I tried to back up, but
Thank
May
you.
up top.
the Moira was life stealing me on high ground, so I tried to.
May's
jump
low,
off my
actually.
team,
Yeah, May's real low.
'cause I saw they were pushing up.
Oh, what the fuck?
Sorry, my video lagged. I apologize.
Good answer, good answer.
Beat. Ah, I was yelling at her to beat. I remember that. I remember that.
We're fine.
Beat is a defensive ult. She can use it defensively.
I had 60 health.
I have ult. Whenever we come in, we can get this. I can get another fat shatter. We're getting all night.
I have sound barrier too.
Wait up, Jordan, get the fuck out of there.
Like 5-year time. Oh wait, no, you're not in California. Never mind.
He's back anyway.
8 p.m. EST.
I think so.
Okay, because we're gonna not be the full 6, so I could actually get you in to like help work with the supports and stuff. If you're on.
Yeah, sure, I can do that. I could do that.
Yeah, because I know you wanted to, and this would be an opportunity to. So, I'll let them know.
Yeah.
Let's go to McCree. Get him, McCree. Get him, McCree.
Who's gonna be missing?
Get him, McCree.
I am.
Tristan.
Let's go.
Okay, Darth.
Yeah, we got it.
Keeping forward pressure. We're fine.
Sorry, I just
We got it.
even called them by the names in game. So.
Yep.
You're fine.
I'm doing sound barrier.
If you're gonna, yeah, that was a rough sound barrier. If you're gonna sound barrier
Around, he's not.
You have to speed boost it.
proactively, you have to
Yeah,
speed
you're
boost him.
I'm discorded.
So it seems like most of
Watch Genji,
Yeah.
Genji,
mostly
Genji,
just
Genji.
decision-making about
Behind,
when to
behind,
use it or
behind.
when to use her
Yeah,
cooldowns.
He's low, he's low.
She needs to crossfade more. It's my problem. I don't crossfade. I
Sorry.
tend to stay in speed boosts more than I
there.
stay in heals. Actually,
Well, actually, as you go up the ranks, that
this is huge. Go.
I'm
Go faster, go faster. Yeah, I don't mind the dragons, even though I think the fight was won, but you get
Take it
Trance
on,
out, which is
Villa.
huge. You still kill the Moira on the left side because she's bad. Speed.
Done.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna work on her crossfading because I need to work on it too. So you can both do that.
For you to work on it.
Yep, because I have that real like, yikes.
Didn't
Yeah,
sound
he
bad.
ulted.
Had the opportunity to.
He's done.
I'll be coming back.
I don't know if I would have sound buried. I think I would have.
Get the payload,
I would have
get
let
the
myself
payload,
die.
get the payload.
I would have tried to boop or sleep, but one, she should have moved the fuck away from the Reaper on high ground because it was called. Because she looked the fuck up. Not an amazing rollout. She could have been there faster. Beat. That's an okay beat. Actually, no, it's not. Don't listen to me. The fight was way
What
won.
to say.
That fight was way one.
Nobody on point from that. The run was the only one.
Yeah, even
We know he doesn't have shadow. I got him.
she should be looking at her team,
Go.
but
Start using shit. I just got mine back.
That's fine. I'm just saying. We need
Genji right here.
He's low.
Alright, I have nano when you're ready.
Yeah, her aim is fine. I think. I mean, it could be better, but it's fine.
I should have known. Should have forced the person. Zarya low.
should have forced the person. Damn.
I need heal when you can, please.
So kill Jedi, not the first.
Spark, do you have ult? No, you don't.
Oh, I just used it. I have 25% though.
Henry, you want a nano?
Call out if you get discorded.
Yep.
I got you.
see, she should be crossfitting here.
Yeah.
I'm discorded.
Right there.
Okay.
I was.
It's fat. That was a fat beat. I'm okay with that beat. Yikes! That fucking charge, and then he gets a.
That's the stuff of
I'm
a
stunned
sports
him.
nightmare.
Ryan.
Got him.
As soon as he got up, he could have started swinging, but he was that was the I'm scared shield.
Oh my god.
Reaper down,
It's
Reaper.
unfortunate. Fucking random. Huge.
Stay on the payload.
Stay on the payload.
I'm on the Brigitte. Where she's low.
Oh, damn it.
That's fine.
You're low.
Brick one.
Now we're dead. Alright, we got close
It's
enough.
alright.
It's gonna be good. We did good.
The Genji killed me before I got back in my mech.
Yeah.
What do you want at this?
But yeah. Expect them to play goats. The same way on Zen for this map. For the
10 Zen.
Sparks and
That was some heavy breathing.
Time to draw the garnet.
Ryan Diva.
As usual.
I was thinking maybe Zarya, but
Zarya would be better on those attack corridors that we had last map.
yeah, but we.
I love how quiet you are in her comms, dude.
They turned me down.
Which is good, because you have a very loud, piercing voice.
Yeah,
So
walk.
if you on full volume and you go in like hella loud like you do,
Yeah.
you can't hear shit. So no, it's a very viable thing to turn the people who are too loud down.
If they have a widow, until I maybe end up switching if we need to.
Yeah, there's a widow up there right now. She's actually aiming down outside of the doors.
Maybe we want to be high ground then, or if
Yeah.
we need to be high ground, be the other side.
Yeah.
Same with you. Be
Just-
careful, respect the widow, and don't give her sight lines.
If you see her on top of a
Yeah, I'm gonna play corner
meter,
instead.
let me know.
She might go to top of hotel, where she'll be able to see where you
Yeah.
guys are now.
Then let me know if you see her there.
Give me
Junkrat's there.
1 second. Sorry.
You're good.
Okay. I totally forgot that I needed to reply to someone. And like I had the message all typed up, but I totally did not reply to them.
Forgot to send.
Yeah.
Ryan is discorded.
Or they have the widow. And our Zen rotates into the sight line. Yeah.
Ryan is discorded. Ryan.
Dad.
I need help.
Working on it.
Zarya discorded.
I'm
Yikes.
reloading. You're dead. You're anti-dark Trovis.
Yeah, I can't. Junk discorded.
It's okay.
What are you doing? Don't get closer. Yikes.
I'm low.
Random's calls are really solid. Random's calls are very solid. Sparks calls are very solid for the mid fight. Darth's calls are also very solid. Like Darth and Random have really good spot calling for awareness things. And Sparks is very solid. Between you and Sparks, you have very solid mid-fight, make sure um, make sure you have Darth and Random turned up. I'd have everybody in the team turn those two up
Mhm.
because they're not as loud as you and Spark.
Mhm.
So, but their calls matter. They're making very solid awareness calls. And I'm not sure if they're being heard through everybody. So I would have literally your entire team turn those two up,
Got it.
and even like, and turn down even. I would turn up Miss Grace, Darth, and Random, literally all the way up as high as you can go, and I would turn you and Spark just slightly down.
Just because we're loud.
Just because, well, not only just because you're loud, but because you guys will constantly be talking. So, but when that's important. It's okay for you guys to make those calls, and you guys are making solid calls, like I'm saying, for the mid fight. But when Random says I'm reloading or you're antied, stop going in, or push back, those kinds of calls,
Mhm.
they need to be heard. When Darth says the Widow's up top, that needs to be heard. So if they're louder than everybody, you will hear that because they're not talking every second of the fight like you and Sparks. But when they call, then it needs to be heard.
I'm
Take the
down.
Junkrat.
I'm down.
Nice kill, Junkrat.
Oh shit. What was on top? What was up top?
I'm going on point. I'm on point. I'm on point. Why did I not countercharge that? Damn it. Am I missing the second or what?
Ryan is discorded.
It charge you? You should have. Yeah, that should have been a counter.
All right, stop
Yeah,
staggering. Stop staggering. They have it.
They have it.
Second point. Chosen back up. Chosen back up. Chosen back up. Chosen back up.
I have my ult.
We have
We have support ults.
one of our supports is back at spawn.
We're coming back
Widow's
now.
up top. I'm trapped. I'm trapped. I'm trapped.
No one can fight in corner anymore.
Reload it.
Once you get out of that,
Alright, I'm dropping shield.
I'm anti.
Random play this wall ride.
Get the Widow. Get the Widow. Watch yourself, Darth. Yeah, I was getting the Widow.
Random thing. Play the wall. Play the wall.
Your shield breaking. Need help? Nice block. Nice block. Nice block.
Anna's discorded.
Yikes.
We have a really high
There
charge.
we go. Both supports are down for them.
Watch out for the charge. Watch out for the charge.
Both those
No, you guys are equal. You guys are equal.
Healing. Rain down. Rain down. Rain down. Junkrat, walls.
That's not Doomfist, that's Junkrat. Wait, you're only on Doomfist because we're on us down.
Yeah, they have both.
Yep. So
Sorry, I
Coco.
can only do so much.
The Widow swapped the Doomfist.
Don't get too aggro.
There goes Junkrat.
Oh, come on.
Sorry, is discorded.
Sparks was
If Sparks too far,
Yeah.
tell him to back up. We created a monster. We told him to press W to have M1. Sometimes he turns into a monster like that and just keeps going. Don't worry. You gotta just tell him again. Spark. Make it real clear.
Back up.
Back the fuck up, bitch. You push too far. You're feeding. Make it very obvious you're talking to him. Because everybody else was good. He was not.
No, he was not.
And this happened like 2 or 3 times, so just be careful. When you want him to press W, tell him to press W. When you want him to stop feeding his ass off because he's pressing W now, tell him to stop pressing W.
Tell him to press S.
Press S.
Sorry, I discorded again.
I don't know if I'd fight this fight. That's a really late trance. And she's in the wrong position now.
Sorry, I discorded.
So the big thing with trance is that you have to end it back where you need to be. And then the Doomfist, yeah, Doomfist ult.
Yeah, that was. Back up. Grace, switch tone, Lisa, so we can contest again.
They're not playing. He's not playing. So remind him to play the wall. He was just standing out in the middle of the open by himself, letting a Junkrat destroy his shield.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna. Never mind. Doesn't matter. We're okay. We're okay.
Lucio needs to go back and pick up the run.
You guys wouldn't have made it.
We don't have the full time. They don't have the full distance.
I know.
You went up there and stayed up there with half health. You should have dropped.
Hey, watch me.
And called for Diva to go up top with you.
Oh shoot, I clicked back. That was my B.
Give 1 second.
Wait, where the?
This is Oasis, so not too far.
Go off the edge if we can. I don't think we're gonna be able to deal with it.
And then just like get staggered push.
Come in.
Huge bomb.
Get me.
Run down.
Oh,
Doom,
fucking
doom, 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 doom.
huge. Fucking huge anti.
A little too close.
Hold corner. Watch Chucker.
Yeah.
Cam. I've got all.
I just remember how much better. This is the first time I saw you guys. I didn't get to see the Rialto and all that match. I came in during this match. I just remember seeing how much better you guys were. It was insane.
Yeah, a lot of time to waste.
I was like, my little babies, look at you guys.
Watch for
Swap
grab,
to
watch
speed.
for grab.
He did not need an amp. Yeah, that's well.
That's sound barrier.
Zarya's gotta have half charge by now. Dropping. Zarya's half.
Watch it.
Beat. Yeah, thank you. A little slow.
Get the Doofus if you can. He's always
Right.
Right.
I don't know how I feel. I mean, I personally know I would have went after that Ryan, but I don't know if that's the right call.
I'm right behind Spark.
Oh no, it probably was fine the way.
I have an anti ready, or I have an in already.
Yeah.
And I was on high ground. I think. Keep playing the corner.
There's only 2 minutes, guys. We got this. Watch for what do they got?
Yeah.
They got Shattered and they have Trans. And Nano maybe.
She just the way that she went after that Ryan was a little
Almost.
weak to charge.
Yeah.
I think I have another transcendence.
I think
Yeah,
they
get
capped
to,
this
yeah,
last
okay.
time.
Are you high ground?
They do.
Well,
I almost
knew
have
they
ult
capped
again.
it, I just didn't know if it was- I didn't remember.
Ryan's low. Ryan.
That huge anti.
Ryan's nanoed.
Beat.
So you shatter grab.
Well, I got the support. I get.
Doom down.
Fucking huge.
I can't
God.
get you up there.
He's not up there with them.
Alright, yeah. Now the Grace needs to be there. Needs to be there with the team. It seems like pushing too far, but that was the right call to get aggro. She needed to be there. She still needs to get there. She's literally not even going up to speed. They could have. You lost this fight because she was not there.
I got the ring. They're both low. We can do this.
And honestly, Ryan has charge. She doesn't need a taxi.
Yeah.
She doesn't need a taxi him.
Yeah,
But
that literally does
I was about to get back my back.
Does it?
Yeah, they're anti.
huge fucking hit.
They got a point.
Nice.
Fucking nice run.
No.
We got it.
We can contest. We have respawn advantage majorly. We're not pressing that hard.
Get that shit.
Ana.
I'm looking for a cheat
Ryan's one. Ryan's literally one. You're not where you should be.
No, I should be high ground again.
I'm down, I'm down, I'm down.
She's way too close to the Junkrat.
Well, that junk came out of nowhere. That was a little rough. That junk flanked and killed you all.
I have nano when I'm back.
Hold it, I have bomb.
No, 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 oh, shit.
Ouch.
Get on the point.
Oh dear.
Just get on.
No, 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 no. Oh, that was so close.
Should she have waited a little bit longer before staggering onto the point?
I don't think you would have won that anyways, just because of how you guys are staggered. But it's hard to say. That one's hard to say. I don't know if it would have changed any different because the burst damage, even if she waited for the Ana.
Well, I mean, not to contest with the Ana, but stagger so that the Ana could stagger. Like, because she, like, staggered to the point where, like, nobody could get... like, she staggered really early.
Well, the issue is that you guys... It was just a continuous fight from when the two tanks died.
Yeah.
Slash got demeched. And then the flanking Junkrat killed both your supports.
No,
and
I was just wondering because these are, like, things that are, like, minor fixes I want to keep in mind for the future. Because, like...
I don't think her waiting would have done anything there.
Okay. Yeah. No, I was just... Because sometimes they've been over eager to stagger on point instead of, like, waiting for respawns.
Give me 1 second. My fiance just called. Hello? Hey, sugar, what's up? I'm gonna do that as soon as I finish this VOD review. It's almost done. Not yet. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Love you, bye. Okay. Yeah, I don't think her waiting would have changed anything. Like it might have if your Ryan was right there.
That was close.
This was just. I gotta work at your support just a bit for that was a really nice dragon, dude. Really good splitting them up. Very random fucking Sonic arrow.
I had bomb ready too.
I love your random fucking Sonic arrows onto the one person you can see, but you don't shoot it at them. You always shoot it to the left of them on against the wall. He was like, "Nah, I'm gonna watch you, dude. I'm gonna see you real fucking good."
But yeah, and basically that play happened, and I was like,
I got a loot box.
I was like screaming my head off. I was like, their tanks are the only ones pushed up at our spawn. Everyone else is dead.
We're a reverse sweep team. We got this.
I even predicted another reverse sweep. I'm like,
dear.
we're gonna reverse sweep.
Too far.
Yeah, way too far.
Watch out.
There's 70% cap.
Really? Are you the one trying to tell us something, Jordan?
He's shapist.
Random communication. Yeah, I called you guys call spicy. I was there for it.
Random
Look at those. Let me look at these. This comp.
Oh, City Center. I hate this one.
Okay, City Center is the one with the cars.
What do you want?
Question mark?
Ana Lucio. And then Sparks. You know the drill.
Okay. We're on City Center.
Yep.
The high ground is disgusting on this point. play Winston. Or play like Dotes, or play fucking something that could utilize that high ground really well. Like when you play Reinhardt, you're fighting on a point, and you have like it can work. But right now, Reinhardt won't have much protection because everybody else, except for Lucio, is gonna be on the high ground. You're gonna be flanking or in the middle of them, and Reinhardt's not gonna get much value. So I think, especially with what you're playing, Winston. Literally everybody else on the team is dive, except for your Reinhardt. Run Winston. It won't change your comp that much. If I remember correctly, if you literally just played Winston,
Not me, Deej. Random user or random user?
Random user. Damn object.
Is this in this lobby?
Confusion?
oh, that's right. I did have 2 notes that I had written down while watching this. Is that I want to work on her crossfading and her just in general Lucio mechanics. Those are the 2 things I really wanted to work on.
What do you still got though?
It.
Alright, I'm gonna
Oh, this
speed boost us.
pissed me off so much. Speed boost from the start. Speed boost from the start. Speed boost from the start. The whole point of running Lucio on control, and the reason it's so strong is that you guys could already be on high ground. Why didn't we go high ground?
Fat anti, fat.
Oh, such a fat anti. Fat antis on both sides.
Right half, right half, right half.
Behind Azana.
I'm gonna die.
I got Ryan down.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Your Ana and your soldier
I can't contest anymore.
should be on the high ground. If you guys were on the high ground, you guys would have won the fight. I don't know what the fuck she's doing right here.
I don't need.
Alright, I'm coming.
She's waiting to taxi, but
Alright, let's group up.
not needed.
Back up so I can hear you, Noah.
Cardinal.
Alright, you're good.
81%.
Genji's behind.
He's not even paying it.
It was really funny.
The Genji.
Yep, I see it.
Wow.
9%
You know what else didn't happen? Genji didn't get called.
He got called.
Not well enough.
I guess not.
Right half, right half, right half.
Behind Azana.
I'm gonna die.
I got Ryan down.
I'm antied. On out the corner, out in the corner.
Oh, this is too far.
Good Zarya.
Get the Ryan, get the Ryan, get the Ryan.
Watch yourself, Grace.
Oh, damn it.
And
Here we
Hold
go.
on, I'll wait for shield, wait for shield.
Left side, left side, left side.
LOL. Back at the beginning. I'm so bad. I hate this thing.
Anymore, I'm dead.
That's why I use the arrow keys. to
Back.
skip.
Alright, you're good.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
81%.
Genji's behind.
There's the call for Genji.
Watch out for
Brig
No
ulti.
one looks at him. Not just her.
Zarya's real.
No one but Darth and Random look at that Genji.
I peel, but
Can we go left?
actually peel.
Break down.
Ugh, let's roll out.
I'm antied. On out the corner, out in the corner.
Good Zarya.
Get the Ryan, get the Ryan, get the Ryan.
Watch yourself, Grace.
Oh, damn it.
Random, when you get back, I need healing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Ryan.
Coming left side, I'm not sure who it was. I just saw a flash of red. We still soldier.
That was
Soldier up top.
It was their soldier.
Soldier's up top.
Good enough call.
I got the.
Genji's in here.
It's more important that they know someone is to the left than to
Right
make a
now.
guess.
48% to ult again.
I have sound barrier.
Watch out.
She fades but doesn't remember that her.
That soldier's gonna eat me down if I get in his face.
No, I think what happened is that she went to go with the soldier. The soldier went up front, and so she tried to go the other side to heal. She needs to be with Darth on the right side.
She amps for no reason.
Watch yourself, Spark.
It was to heal Darth because she said as soon as somebody says they need healing, she pops it.
I ulted.
They have a Genji save ult for. You stayed in too long.
I'm telling.
Renzo.
I got focus.
I'm done.
Help me.
I'm dead.
Holy shit, Darth.
You don't have any heals. Back up now.
I'm backing up. We have point.
Your heals are coming back.
I know, I'm coming back.
Oh no, I'm just saying. Your
Let
heals are
Tristan
coming
hold
back.
point.
This rollout.
Alright, you're good. Go.
Center.
Yeah, she's not using any of these skills.
Okay, I'm back.
I got you.
Fine. Copper on a little bit.
Soldier sitting behind shield.
Does she have a computer at home that she can play with, or is it just when you guys are in the lab?
Let him come around the corner, then get him.
Okay, she has
After
Overwatch
Ryan.
installed, right?
Reloading.
He's looking to charge in.
Genji on the right. He's anti.
Ryan's low. Ryan's.
Behind me. Help.
Genji ulted.
See, that's when you want the blade.
Ryan's stand up.
And the Genji kills
Oh my
everybody
gosh,
because
she's
she doesn't have
one.
beat. Sorry, not blade, beat.
Genji's
That's
one.
when you want. When they have a Genji, beat is used to counter Genji blade.
Yeah, we got lucky because Sparks like cleaned off.
Yeah, you cleaned the fuck up.
There we go.
It's really nice.
Got it.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that was ours.
Yeah.
Well, I come back.
neither.
The Genji's won because they did manage to do enough damage to him.
Yeah.
And land that.
Yeah.
Puts the Ana into a fucking wall. Sparks gets his too, and then I uppercut the other.
should be
guy
our
on
teammate.
her,
I
so she
really
gets
don't
back
like
to
this one.
point.
Yeah, this is the one I really hate. But we'll get it. We're fine.
Yep.
Okay.
You need a Mercy. Who plays a Mercy on your team?
Random. He's our main hero.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you said stay where you are.
When you're
I'm
playing
staying
Mercy
in
with
spawn. Like, what are you talking
Farrah.
about? I mean, that's perfectly fine. I'll spectate.
We will spawn.
Alright, where we going, Spark? Mid?
Let's go right.
Okay.
Right.
Damn, Junkrat? I heard Junkrat.
you have to make sure that the Lucio are. You go right. You should have went top.
Yeah.
Top is way stronger. You're running McCree.
Sorry, Elo. Sorry, is back up again.
Amp it up.
I'm healing him.
And she's waiting until someone says I need help to pop it when she can do it a bit better than that.
Sorry, down. I'm down too.
Yeah.
I gotta heal.
Like when your Ryan when the counter charge happens, there's gonna be damage on your Ryan.
Pressure them. Take the Ryan.
I got him.
Good job.
Let's back up. Oh, come on.
You got them topped up. I'm hovering up top point.
At least you're getting ult charge for that, I guess.
Yeah, they're all.
You've been making really good calls for the rotation all night. Make sure you don't lose that just because you guys are winning.
Mhm.
There need to be a call to go up top.
Alright. They're coming in right side again, I think.
This top high ground is
Broken. As
broken. It's broken. You throw McCree up top there, you throw a Diva up top there, Lucio, like you just it's disgusting.
Yeah. I think when I'm
Spark's taking a lot of damage on his
Stand back up.
shield.
She's not even. She didn't even speed into McCree. She just popped.
They're all right side.
I gotta heal
before he was
Spark.
even able to receive the benefit of the amp.
She was close. She was close enough. He was getting it. That's why he didn't die.
Nice. Junk's coming for me.
Not needed bomb, but it gets a kill. Anybody who tries to
Have
push into
sounder.
this, anybody who tries to push into this, just feeding.
Really?
Junk down.
Like that.
As it is, they're feeding. Yeah, as it is, they're feeding but not getting out. Half your team's where they need to be.
The biggest punch in the nuts is
Yeah,
the fucking traps.
It's. I think it's
Next fight I'm gonna
It's
use.
just a punch in the nuts. It doesn't actually do anything. But
from me.
Alright, here we go.
I'm not as focused.
Oh, your McCree's up there. Okay, at least your McCree's up. That's what I mostly care about. Is that your McCree's up there. Really late beat.
Oh, really?
They used
I should have got there sooner.
She knows it. And the big thing is that like people try to beat on top of your injured allies. You could beat from farther away. She like sped, jumped off a wall, and like beated right on top of them. But beat is a pretty far distance, and it's mostly just line of sight. So just you don't need to be that close for it. Go top.
yeah. So you'll actually break your shield if you have all of them behind, just so you know.
They don't know we're right. I mean, now they do. I can't do anything.
Very late.
Alright, that's all of their ults, so that's the end of that.
Jordan, I can't get to you.
I
Run,
was gonna
Cameron,
go for
run.
falling off the map if
We got it.
I didn't get headshot.
Yeah, you're fine.
They have nothing
Wait
now,
for us,
so.
wait for us. I mean,
You just guys got fucking deleted with a support ultimate because you guys don't have any ultimates.
You just used it.
Oh, he did. Yeah. And we didn't have any cover to get away from.
Well, they might have
I'm on
grab.
you, Jordan, so you're
Now that I think about it.
Yep.
Alright, speed boost in 3, 2, 1. Go. Oh.
You're not swapping to. I remember being very upset that like get grabbed, stays in speed boost.
Yeah, you can't.
I'm healing both of them. This is a confusion.
It was just. It's okay. Just have to work on her cooldown management
I got you.
and her just Lucio mechanics. Her Zen's better than her Lucio for sure.
Moira.
That sucks.
I'm trapped.
Sparks really got to stop yelling those comms out.
The angry comms.
The angry comms are just really not needed, and I mean that fight was lost anyways. But there's lots of times where like you'll lose one but still be up or still be in the middle of a team fight, and those type of comms is going to really clutter. It's going to make it very hard to focus. If you're listening to "Damn it, I shouldn't have fucking fat fingered that," you're not listening to I call this, call that, the called targets, the rotations, the stacks, the amping it up. I need healing. I'm reloading. None of that's going to be heard if somebody's saying, "Damn it, I fat fingered that fucking shit."
Right down. Watch them using ults. Ah, crap.
And usually it's just for a second, and it goes immediately back to good comms. But you gotta get that out.
Get him. McCree's low.
Let's fight.
I'm back. Zarya.
Do we win this?
I don't remember.
Zarya.
No.
I just saw that.
Yeah, you're playing Logan Fair.
Oh, no.
I got it. Alright, wait at right door.
Oh, I thought they just kept point. I was like, wait, what the fuck? They were like 60. It was just flipping. Okay.
Alright, once we get barrage.
Last fight.
We got it.
Hopefully I'll get some.
That a call was needed.
That's right side.
We got a McCree now. If they didn't already.
He did.
Alright.
I didn't get over with you, Jordan. I didn't get over with you.
Heal, top him off.
Watch the charge.
Big shadow block.
Going for the red.
Beat. She's trying to get away from the tire. It wasn't the right call, but that's why she was doing it. She should have beat right away. Yeah, would have saved. But I mean, she's running from the tires. What that was. So like, the right call would have been to beat, and then speed boost to get them into that fight. But when you are giving advice, you want to basically kind of put yourself into their shoes and know why they made the calls they did, because then you could really give the right advice of like, instead, and this is why you did the runaway, but you should have beat it instead for the junk tire. So like that kind of thing. You want to know exactly what they were thinking, and that's the best way to give the right advice.
Nice.
Diva, come back. I need to boost.
I'm coming.
Just clean it up. Clean it up.
Tracer.
I punched him.
There we go. Got it.
Yay!
You started to kind of lose out on the focus calls.
Mercy for the
When there's even 2 targets, even 1 target, still call it.
8K and 8.
Yeah, it's because I don't.
If you're not getting the kills, that doesn't necessarily mean you're not doing utility, though.
My comms were a lot less.
Yeah, your comms were a lot better when you were playing the Hanzo. I think it's because you're more comfortable on it mechanically.
Ooh, nice.
So
That was nice, wasn't it?
work on the Pharah if you're gonna play it. Junk should be
I
pretty
have
easy to
Bronze
make
Elam.
those same calls, because mostly because you were playing fucking Hanzo and Junkrat the exact same position. Work on the
I
Pharah.
wasn't playing the same position. I was playing junk at high ground more than I was Hanzo.
This is true. This is true. You're right. You're right. I misspoke.
I love Temple of Anubis.
No, but for
But I like
the
to play
Pharah,
Sombra on Temple
it's
of Anubis.
Wait,
more
which
of
one
I'm trying to focus on staying in the mirror.
You're trying to focus on, yeah.
So not
That has to become second nature to you.
Honestly, though,
So play more fair if you're gonna play fair.
Anubis.
be carrying
Which
with
one?
Sombra.
Playing Anubis.
It's just
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, this
We'll
one.
skip ahead. Too far.
Jesus, use your arrow keys, man.
Run down.
I got this.
Thought.
I got it.
I was already there. It was good. I know what you're playing. Play the one thing you guys play all the time.
Right side.
Hanzo McCree, Ryan Diva, fucking Lucio Ana. No one called that
They're
trap.
up top.
The good thing is we
You
all
guys wanna go left or go straight?
Yeah, somehow you guys kind of skirted around it till it died, but
That was my bad. That was my bad.
yeah.
That was my bad.
Sometimes you just do things as Lucio and you go, that was bad.
I need to get out.
It's time to die.
There we go.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought. I don't know what I was thinking there.
Go left. Goes right.
Yeah, that's basically. I don't know. I'm tired. It doesn't help that I'm tired.
Alright, I'm here.
Beat that.
I did. I was just now getting back.
Yes.
Okay. I need to hit when you can.
Swap to heals. It's so bizarre. She is in heals
Yeah. I
when she
didn't-
doesn't need to be.
Oh, come on.
Just get out. Just get out.
gotta
You're
get a
dead.
friggin-
I have nano.
Yeah, you
No,
could have
I
gotten
tried
out
to
if.
go down there.
Watch out the dragon.
Alright,
Yeah, we'll work on Lucio mechanics.
Yeah.
I'll speed right through him and get the
switched
point.
to Widow because
Through the
I'm
middle.
tired of the Widow.
Oh, you guys are not.
Which is okay.
Oh, okay.
No, we're still alive.
Oh, you're still alive.
Honestly,
Okay, well, I
Ali
got
should have
pinned
swapped
back here.
to Widow, but
That's
you
bad.
clean up real good, which you don't have to necessarily be stuck to the rules. They should just be your main focus.
Get Zen, Zen, Zen.
I think
Um,
I'm depending
Yeah,
on
when
the
you
situation. I might play
Go.
Widow then. Just,
Where is
Oh, wow.
Well, 'cause, like,
Wow.
it-
he has a
Wow,
decent
wow, wow,
concept.
wow, wow.
And
because like the thing that I, like in my team, level 9's our projectile player. Sound is almost always the hit scan player, but we usually put level 9 actually on the tracer and sound on the widow, and they'll run double hit scan.
I'm on my way back.
But the big thing that works that way is that is that level 9 can play really solid hit scan, but I don't want Ali to be a McCree one trick.
Oh, he's
There we go.
yeah.
And right now he is a McCree one trick, so and before he was a junk one trick. So his zero pull just needs to be expanded a bit. Huge.
Discord him, shield half, let's go. Move.
It's not here.
Oh, they shut us down.
It's the next push.
Yeah. Did you get it, Bubba? Did you get that fly?
Okay, junk tire.
Um,
Yeah, no, I got fucked up. Keep him in the corner.
Just die, Tristan.
Yeah, I was trying to.
You did great.
You did great.
2 seconds.
Although I have to say, I find it really
Try and
amusing
chip
the
him
fact
if you
that
can.
when I make the 2 hero swaps, those are the fights we win.
watch
Even
I
though
didn't
the
realize
second
they
fight
were
has
gonna melt
nothing
that
to do with
quick.
my hero swap.
I do like going back to Hanzo. It was a really good call. Because Widow's not nearly as strong. Second point.
Ready? Let's go.
That hurts. That hurts.
okay,
That
I'll just
hurts.
get demolished.
Use it.
Fucking huge.
Got him, nice.
That's how we do it.
Play up.
Huge.
Hey, I got a kill. Yay.
I got a kill.
One kill that round.
So basically, here's how the first 2 points.
Yeah, he needs to just be more confident in his abilities. He does good on the McCree. You see how many fucking Deadeye kills he gets? It's insane.
Nice job.
Um,
Nice job, everyone.
his positioning is 100 times better on the McCree.
We're not expecting that
Um,
from a Widow.
Ooh, let's do it.
Cameron, go either Junk or McCree since I'm on Widow.
I'm going Junkrat.
Zen for you, Sydney, and yeah.
Ben 10 Zen.
I love that she says that every time. Mercy is actually better here. If you run Orisa, Diva, and Mercy with this exact comp, this is actually what I like to run on Anubis. I run the Widow, I run the Junkrat, I run Mercy Zen, and I run Orisa Diva.
Hashtag press W.
It's a very, very strong comp.
I can't go that way that
I
fast.
treehouse my supports a little bit. You know what? Okay. Or at least that's what I believe
Attacker
this
stairs. So like, you know the stairs are on the right side when you attack.
You actually put them on balcony. That's where you put them. Treehouse is where the Widow sits. Which is not bad. The Zen actually can play either balcony or can play up with the Orisa, but you would want a Orisa. Junk should be playing down on platform. Where he's going. There you go.
Problem solved.
Problem solved. So the Mercy would actually be up top with them and bouncing between the Widow and you guys. The reason that I don't necessarily like Zen here, one,
More is discorded.
he's a little weak to a dive.
More down.
I mean, she's just fucking
Diva discorded.
stand still
Ryan
turret Zen, dude.
discorded.
Love it.
Ryan
If they're not gonna look at
Ryan
you, fucking
down.
stand still and click them, dude.
Baby Diva, get baby Diva.
Yeah.
Shoot at her.
Yeah.
The only thing that can shoot at her is the enemy Zen and the Diva if the Diva actually chooses to dive her.
Because we don't have a shield tank.
Dude, I just love it. I remember watching. LOL, dude. Literally turret Zed. Love it. Love it. Yeah, Junk doesn't want to be here. Junk doesn't want to be here.
Good shatter. Go. Press W.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
The support called that one.
Love it.
Zen discorded. Here, just back up.
Fucking love that call.
Yeah, we can't heal you. Alright.
And that's the big reason. That's why I like Mercy there. It's because Mercy is just so much more flexible between all these high grounds.
It's alright, I'm coming back.
I mean, the comp ends up working out partially because they're playing goats, but
I'm right behind you.
Ryan's discorded.
the other thing is.
Anna, I remember saying that. Anna, I don't know if Anna got like the Rhine charge pulled her into it. I like that. The contest, it's pretty good. Lets everybody come back. Start pick.
Sorry, down.
She's done.
D.Va's low, D.Va's low.
On my way back.
D.Va's out of mech.
Uh-oh.
Mora.
All charge. Oh my god, why did I let her beam me down?
D.Va out of mech. I'm down. I'm down.
Lost track of the Moira. That was
I'm gonna die.
I think it's because she saw that the diva was low, so she transferred targets to the diva to try to kill it faster with the diva who was shooting it. No. Yikes. Yikes. What'd you do?
I didn't do anything. That was the thing crashing.
No. Oh, that was.
To play Sombra on tip a little bit.
Nice,
Get baby D.Va, get baby D.Va.
Good job.
Yep.
Great job. Send the back. Send half. Nice. Zarya,
Sorry, down.
She's done.
D.Va's low.
On my way back.
D.Va's out of mech.
Uh-oh.
Throw the heal on Jordan. Thank you.
Got my mech back.
Nice.
Throw it on Alamo.
I'm gonna die again. Goddamn Winston.
Winston down.
What? No?
Get the right.
You didn't see, like, coming back to the second point? Going through the fight?
No, I missed that.
Oh.
That's the reason it took them so long.
Oh my god, this is taking forever. 10:18. Holy shit. You should be out of here by 10.
Usually everyone else is out of here by 10.
That's true.
I have bomb.
Yeah, this is our last map of the night. Okay. Last we saw on top.
D.Va discorded.
Watch the Ryan.
I'm ulting.
Hit all the ultimates! Kill the monkey.
Winston's
Call the
discorded.
monkey, thank you.
He's rain down.
Zen's discorded.
I got
Huge shada! It's
Your supports are down.
unfortunate.
Your supports are down.
Get on. We have way more time than they do.
They have a minute and a half.
We have way more time.
Hey, let's just show them how Goats really run.
Okay, I'm going around. Let's do goats.
We're doing it my way.
Wait. Hold on. Did Jordan just say he wants to play goats? Who is it?
It's pissing me off that they're playing it wrong. Actually, Cameron, you want to go, Brig?
What?
Not you, Cameron.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
See, even we have trouble keeping track of which camera we're talking to.
We're gonna do it, and we're gonna do it right. Because it's
Alright.
not that they tried to run Goats without Lucio. Or we're on defense, shoot. Yeah,
It's fine.
Actually, if we're on defense...
I was gonna say defense.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll be alright.
If we're on defense, I'm gonna run Ana instead. Because we have high ground advantage.
It's over, Anakin.
I've got the high ground.
We're supposed to be okay. Where are we going?
Bye, show.
I love defense codes.
Guys, where are we resting? Are we just gonna chill here?
Calls have been made way sooner, Jordan.
Yeah, I don't know. I was on autopilot.
I know, I noticed. You guys are tired.
Ooh, sneak attack goats. Oh,
Good job.
I do like this call, by the way. This is a smart call. You either hide here or you hide inside the door.
Except the D.Va's getting rare position because she's fucking firing into the...
What are you talking about? You have a giant ass Rhine shield peeking through the top.
That too. Both were spoilers.
Genji low. Doofus low.
Good calls.
Need heal when you can.
Doofus low.
D.Va low.
Monkey low.
Huge calls.
Monkey down.
Got him.
Huge fire strike.
Just huge calls, dude. Oh my god, it was fucking gorgeous. Just that whole fight.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you play.
Vadamek.
I put her in the corner.
More down.
She's low. Whatever, fuck her.
There's literally someone on point. Thank you. Allie, you needed to call that. Tell Allie not to be afraid to call things.
Okay.
He's very quiet.
I'm coming back.
This is how you run goods. You little cocky bitch.
I'm hiding again.
Again, I was freaking tripped when they tried to run ghosts without a Lucio. I was
shit on their ghost because our ghost is better.
Especially because we're running Ana.
Stay together.
Good call. I like it. Good beat. You good, dude.
I almost have grab. Ryan's
Fucking huge.
Got him.
big bomb out of our support player.
Oh god.
Who's Darth playing right now? Who's playing fucking Zarya?
Yeah.
He can play?
Random,
Oh, he.
It's literally just
random
me.
our support players on D.Va in this comp.
There it is.
No wonder the calls are fucking insane. Random's calling the shit out of that game.
What'd you get?
And then you guys run goats and clean it up, right?
Well, it takes us like 3 minutes.
Again!
So,
Are we going
'cause
goats
they're running
again?
Junkrat and Doomfist.
Alright.
And I'm on Ana, so to start.
Alright.
Silver gold style.
Why aren't you on D.Va?
Silver gold style.
Okay, tell me the thought process here.
Oh, why? Oh, why I'm?
Yeah, tell me the thought process for.
Support? Because our team likes running it that way. I don't know.
The only thing that I question, I see Ali on Brig. That makes sense. Grace, I see that on the Lucio. See that? That's fine. Just you and Random. Those are the two.
Yeah. Depending on what we actually do tonight to practice, because not everyone's going to be there, and you're going to help with this, work with the supports a little bit. Depending on what happens, I might try and run goats with me on one of the tanks.
Like clearly it works. So
Yeah.
if it at the same time, like if it works, it works. Black Dog we put on Brig and we put our DPS on the tanks. Actually, we take a tank player and put him on support. So if you need to change things up for a certain style of comp, do it. If it works, it works.
I might switch to a different healer.
Alright.
There's a triangle to go.
Yeah, I know. It's like rock, paper, scissors.
By the way, that triple is part of the game.
Yeah.
It's you, therefore I win.
I mean, true. I mean, that's how you got to play the game last time. You wiped the entire team.
Yeah.
I peaked with a full team.
One kill.
Mid. Oh, we're playing death balls. Keep on my ass like stink on shit.
Love it.
Is it like a stinky stink or like? I'm kidding. Don't read into it. Let's go. First,
Speed boost now. Oh, I'm down.
You guys got deleted because you guys didn't listen to the behind.
Well, that and she ran blank into a Junkrat.
Junkrat dropped onto you guys, but yeah, there was somebody behind. You guys didn't call. You guys got deleted. Autonated you guys. If you want to run goats, go left side, go through that, or go up right side. The right side's really strong. Yeah.
I mean, it didn't do.
It didn't hurt. I don't know if it was the right call, but I mean.
She ends up not needing that because
Yeah.
there was nothing to heal that needed to be done.
Then you guys go left. This is stronger. Actually, here's the thing. Go right, not left. You know why? They have a fucking Junkrat.
Yep.
Why would you ever put yourself in that tiny ass choke? Go right, go up, balcony, drop on from high ground.
Yep.
Easy clap. Is that how I don't remember how you guys cap.
Stagger fight.
Okay.
Stagger fight at like the 50 seconds.
Oh god.
I'm following.
There's a good chatter Coalescence combo.
That's not the Shatter Call. It was the fucking amping up speed. Everybody was down and she amped up speed, my dude. I don't know if she thought she was in healing already, because it looks like she immediately swapped, but like...
Wow.
She...
I'll grab next fight. I'll grab next fight.
It's not like Wait, no, I decided that later, I guess. Okay, also...
I'm respawning.
I do it.
Yes.
Make it easier on myself. I don't have to aim.
Who wants to aim to get value?
Anna's up there, and if we can get the Anna, then we can win.
Rotate what? Left side?
Right.
Right. Go behind it. Go.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm blocking shit.
High ground, they're going.
I'm okay with this. This is still a little bit better. Not great against a Junkrat. You just need to go fast to point.
Yeah. Well, the problem was more of... Okay,
You guys left your little... You left your little baby diva out there. Okay.
Come on.
Well, also the problem was that, like, it would have been fine, but they were pushing ahead without the Reinhardt, who was... actually knew where my call
Oh, fucking, I remember that. That's why you guys fucking won that. Holy shit. Dude, I can't remember. Yeah. The stagger fight, you guys got that fat ass shatter.
Try focus the Rhine. Focus the Rhine. I have bomb.
Yep, there you go.
She always delays a second before we...
Straight up in the air, straight up in the air, bomb.
It's just interesting to know.
Keep push. Point.
Good boop. She didn't boop. There's the beat. Oh. Right in time, dude. Yeah, you are. Oh, fucking just... Slaughter them. Murder them all.
You got it.
I don't mind your guys' goats. It's very strong. Alright. We work on mechanics. We can do that. I don't know positioning. Her Zen is a lot better than her Lucio right now. Your goats is pretty damn strong. I would even like to see maybe Dotes. See how you guys do with that. It's a fun comp. Sparks gets to be as aggro as he fucking wants. Yeah. Little overview points. When you're working on mechanics, we can do that today. Sparks needs to know when to press W and swing, and you guys need to know when to tell them to back the fuck up. There needs to be a bit more hero pool between those three people, Ali, fucking
Depending on how you
Sparks and Darth.
Supports, I could just...
Which I think there is. You guys just don't play it. We'll see how your guys' dive is. I think that's what we'll focus on today, because I think we could get that real solid. Or even goats. We'll do those.
Okay. Also,
and
as I was gonna say,
I think generally your positioning needs to get better, but you know that. And slow down on your stormbow mechanics. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of a little fucking widow bitch. Yeah. Click your head.
I was gonna say.
These are all my major points. This was an entirely different team, and now we get to actually start focusing on the microplay. We focused quite a bit with Sparks on microplay separately, but majority of it was just the macro, making sure that you guys work together as a team. You guys have fun while you're playing, and that's what it fucking felt like. Felt like you guys actually liked each other. You guys had fun while playing, and you guys just talked to each other. It was beautiful. Vast improvement. It was like you guys jumped 3 weeks worth of fucking working on you guys in like a week. It was amazing. I was very proud of you guys watching that.
Thanks.
Yeah.
But I was saying, depending on
Mush felt very similar. You guys felt you guys just vastly improved. And you guys will have even more room for improvement, which means you guys can get even better. I think you guys can start like doing some comp and be pretty solid.
Yeah. But depending on how you want to work with the supports today, I
Yeah.
can just take
So,
Cameron
do you
into
have any questions for me?
Not really. I was gonna say, depending on how we want to work,
Jordan?
how you want to work with the supports. You can hear me, right?
Now I can.
Oh, I was about to say because you did not. You were not. I was like trying to talk to you, and
Oh.
you weren't responding, and I was wondering why.
I was not able to hear you.
Oh, did you have me turned down or something?
Nope. You just were utterly silent.
That's weird, because I was talking on mine, like my stream was picking it up.
Go again.
But all I was gonna say is if you want, depending on how you plan on working with the supports, I could take Cameron into a custom game and practice Widow with him, like show him how to like try to work on his aim mechanics, work to make sure he has the right sensitivity for his heroes.
Yeah, I mean we could do that. We could do. I think we're just basically gonna fucking run around a little bit of Lucio stuff. It shouldn't take too long. Just want to get it just the like kind of basics mechanic wise, and then it will be mostly just talking to her. So if you guys like, it'd be probably a nice warm up for you guys to literally just to go play like a free for all and tell them to play Widow.
Oh, an inner team free for all.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'll
put
take
you in there too, just so you can show us all up.
Sure. And then I'll talk with I'll just basically we'll have like silent comms and I'll talk to Grace separately and just be like, all right, so we got to work on these things crossfading, and then like we could both play Lucio, and I'll show her how to do it in the free for all, a little bit, and then it will also doing it like while we're playing. I'll either who did you say was out? Sorry.
Tristan's out. I can.
Okay.
Since
I can off tank. That's fine. That's fine. If we're gonna work on dive, I would rather you guys. I think Darth can pick it up pretty quick. I just want to make sure Sparks knows what he's doing on Winston.
Okay.
And then we'll dive together and do some shit like that.
Alright,
or you can play the off tank and I'll play Tracer.
It doesn't matter to me. I mean, it'd probably be better if I like just work on my Genji a little bit, or
yeah.
I mean, I think I'm pretty solid on Genji. Who was playing your Zenyatta when we scrimmed you on Sunday?
On our team or your guys' team?
On your team.
It's probably I don't know. Me and Toki swap back and forth, so I'm not sure.
Because either
probably
way,
me.
One of you I ended up diving solo and killing. Like I should have dived whatever dive target they were calling, but they called the target kind of late for me to actually go initiate on.
I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Either way, I soloed the Zen, and like then I died because we had already lost the fight. But anyway, I'm gonna end stream.